Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh. Thank you.
Anyways, that's why I'm a Toronto.
That's why he's a Toronto.
I got in there like 6 years ago.
Anyways, that's why I'm a Toronto.
Oh, that's why he's a Toronto. The Tyrannosaurus King.
Like 6 years ago.
Anyways, that's why I'm a Toronto.
Oh, there's an echo. There we go. There was an echo because I was talking into the mic while listening to Twitch, and then when I heard stuff, it then said, "Oh, you want to transmit this sound too?" And then I heard it again, and it was like, "Oh, you want to transmit this sound too?"
Yeah, it's bad news.
Yeah. That is not something that they tell you that happens when you first sign up for Twitch, and it took a while to go like, why am I hearing an endless echo of myself?
Oh yeah. I think it's actually a rite of passage because Jake and I have also done that.
Yeah. Starch Plum says, and so I started Toronto. So I think she was going for, and then I started blasting, but it sounds like she is the founder of Toronto.
Oh. Well done.
You're to blame.
Wine is not tastier than a screwdriver. Come on, man.
I mean, I have
well,
the
it
true
depends on the
ambrosia of the gods, which is Diet Mountain Dew.
Yep.
It is
I
probably...
remember the Greek gods on their precipice in Mount Olympus. They went, ugh, this Diet Mountain Dew is amazing.
Sire, would you like the regular Mountain Dew? Oh, please. I'm watching my figure. Watching it expand, you mean?
Don't bother me with that swill. Bring me the diet.
Hephaestus, I don't need your sass right now.
I really like the idea of Hephaestus as like the sassy.
Yeah,
Hephaestus,
well, I
god
mean,
of the forge, married to Aphrodite.
Yeah,
And he's just a sassy bastard.
the ugly, heavily muscled forge smith is very like.
Don't get
What?
me started.
I mean, he's got to make up somehow, you know?
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Anybody ever say somebody's got a case of the Monday to you? Hell no, man. Get the shit kicked out of you. Say something like that, man.
What if the god of forging said it to you?
Nah, man.
I know in the Disney movie, it was Hermes that was Sassy Pants.
I think that's because Hermes was played by that dude Paul Reiser, and Paul Reiser, he didn't really do a character. He just sort of was Paul Reiser into the microphone.
Oh, I gotcha.
Kind of like, you know how like early Will Smith is pretty much like Will Smith is Will Smith in Hitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that with Paul Reiser. He doesn't have range. He just had a voice.
He had Paul Reiser.
Do you think Men in Black, the first one, was just Will Smith? Is Will Smith in Men in Black?
I think
that's what the role called for. And
I think that's what the role called for because he was playing the funny guy opposite Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay. So he got casted because he played himself very well.
Which is weird because Tommy Lee Jones is hilarious in that movie.
and that's the funny. Well, yeah, it's weird. It's weird when the funny guy is so funny and the straight guy is so funny. It usually the straight guy is only really funny if he's irritated at the funny guy. So Tommy Lee Jones just seems like he's kind of hilarious all the time, but he's been an 80-year-old man for the last 100, 220 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. God, I love his Boss Coffee commercials.
I cannot remember a time when Tommy Lee Jones was young.
I'm going to look it up now.
Boss
That's because
Coffee commercials.
In our lifetimes, he hasn't been young.
Yeah.
He did commercials in Japan.
They were great.
Whoa. This is wild.
Okay, hang on.
Just being an alien in Japan commercials, that was pretty good.
Boss Coffee.
What the hell?
Basu Coffee.
Handbag.
It's my handbag is my favorite word in Japanese. It's so good.
Well,
when I was in my class, we all had words that we just liked to say, and when we had to do like skits or whatever to like prove that we knew the lesson, we would try to find a way to put them in.
Nice. You sound like you had a good class.
And mine was always handbag and kurumono, like fruit, because I just really like the way that kurumono rolls off the tongue.
Like a grape.
Like a grape, like say the way that like a grape rolls off the tongue, or like the way like a banana sort of rolls off the tongue, or clogs the throat. Moving on.
I was going to say like a grape rolls off a surgery table, but okay.
What?
Moving on.
Moving on. All right. So, a quick recaps to all jellies, all spoons, and all who would like to be jelly-spooned. Yes. We will allow people to keep their original jelly so long as they add the hyphen in the spoon after.
All right.
Last week was some questioning, asking Gumgulka the ice troll, who is living in / hanging out in Ulsharak, asking him sort of some questions about what's going on in this area, and he answered as much as he could, said where things were, told the group when asked that the House Thrash folks that came in, the group that Tertia was part of, some of them came in and then they scattered, and but they're the ones that he thinks are still around are on the west side, not the east side where he is. So they left. They went upstairs, and once they were upstairs, they kind of crossed over the middle, and then they entered a room upstairs that is well put together. It is not disheveled and shattered and messy. It's this room right here on the map. And so yeah, they entered in here, and when they were in here, they didn't like it. It's the one place they've encountered that was nice, and they were like, "This is bad." And so some of them were like, "Screw this, we're gonna go downstairs." And Lumia was like, "Stairs have proven to be the enemy, and I will advance no more forever." And so he and Lumio decided they were going to stay upstairs. So Lumio and Delian, they moved down to this room, and they went in, and Delian went in, and what he saw was some suits of armor, some weapons. They look kind of old and battered. They're mostly like armor racks. And the only thing that he really found of note was a Bardastock, which is think of it as like a trident, but it's shaped a little differently. I will show the picture of it because we have a picture of it. There we go. It sort of looks like this. And he found that, and he went out and he gave it to Lumio, and then Lumio had a moment where a lot of thoughts just kept slamming into his head that he didn't fully recognize, heard some weird stuff, saw some odd things, and then he went, I'm going to keep this weapon, because a normal weapon doesn't do that when I touch it, but this one did. And while they were doing that, on the ground floor, we'll show the ground floor. On the ground floor, the rest of the crew went into here, and it's clearly like a training room, some sort of sparring room. And they found that regardless of the fact that there was no one in here, it sort of looked like the weapons were sparring or training nonetheless. And when they tried to sort of fight them off, they couldn't because there weren't people holding them. But the weapons and the people could still like trip them or hit them or affect them. And they said, no. And they left. They just went back outside, and then they came down here instead. Wait. Before that, they went into this area, which is like a food and rest area. And as they're standing there, they're seeing like mugs of steaming ale appear and like bowls of stew, and everything is put together. All the chairs are there. And once again, they said, this place looks nice and I don't want to be here. And so they left. And they went back down here. And as they were walking through, they realized that all of these doors were open except for this one. This door was closed. And so Dandarin sort of had to muscle his way into the door, and when he did, he had an arrow just bounced like right off his pauldron and went sailing back into the darkness. And they discovered a living member of the House Thrashk caravan. Her name is Geralt de Thrashk, and Geralt is someone that some of the party here have met. Like Sharut has met her. Zarak has met her. She is not the one who runs the Enclave in New Seer, but she is one of their sort of primary scouts for the region. So she'll like pop in and do some work for the house and then leave. She's on the road a lot. So Sharut and Zarak met her way back in, I believe, episode 1, and haven't really seen her since. So with that, I believe we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I will unpause, and has Justin shown up yet? No, he said he would probably be late. So where we left off was she had shot an arrow at Dandrin, and Dandrin said, hey, it's me, like, we're here to help you out. And she said, not good enough, prove it. They can talk, they can talk our language too if they want. And she started to draw another arrow. And so Zarak went up and said, like, we're from New Seer, and we gave you some bacon, like, 2 months back. You led some ogres to a direboar. And that seemed to calm her down a little bit. And then as they moved closer, Sharut saw that she is severely wounded around the torso. She's got a lot of like redness that he can kind of see in the light from Zarak's lantern. And I believe that's where we left off. So at this point, what would you all like to do? And when I say you all, I mean not Lumio and Delian, because they're still upstairs.
I see.
Yes. What would everybody except for the bad kids like to do?
I know we were in the middle of moving the furniture to get to her. So, hand wave.
Yeah, like that's easy enough. When she has basically knocked down the bunk beds and moved some of the other stuff to give herself a good barrier. But with Dandrin and the gnome that can bench press 8,000 pounds, like you guys are.
Did you just call me a gnome?
Sorry.
Did you just insult me?
Yes,
I did not.
Fantastic.
I did not intend to call you a respectable race. With the dwarf and the goblin that can bench press 8,000 pounds, it shouldn't be anything. It shouldn't be anything long to be able to move that stuff out. She doesn't really help.
I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shrute will go inspect the wounds. He'll do so, or he'll approach slowly, and say, "Need check wound. Look severe."
And she'll sort of grudgingly sit up a little straighter. Like she kind of like sits up a little straighter and leans back so that you have like access to her stomach. And the arrow and the bow is like still knocked. She's just holding it, the bow and the arrow in one hand. It's not like the string is pulled, but it's like still there. But she's not pointing it at you or anything. Go ahead and give me heal check.
Great start.
Yeah, it's a good start. She is, so what you were able to determine is that, this wound was a bleeder. And so essentially she has it like an open stomach wound that is starting to get frostbite. It's not a good place to be in.
Good. I suppose Sharut will look up to her and say, "Must clean first. You not like Sharut for a moment." And he'll dig into his pack, get his supplies, and start dressing the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you are able to do this with essentially no interference. She barely winces. This is... Sharut has treated some people in New Seer who have clearly grown up in Seer, which was like the jewel of Galifar, and they were very weak. This is a very hard woman. She has led a life on the road. The most you get is one of those like slightly sucking in the air through the teeth things, like one of those like, and that's it.
A small wince.
Yeah. But otherwise, you are able to clean it just fine. She is going to need further healing, and she needs. That's what Shrewd is able to put together real quick.
So warmth is easy. We could take her upstairs, even though we don't like it.
You feed her to whatever monster's up there. You.
Did not get attacked. Seem
We know that there is something up there. I saw it.
wound needs warmth. Needs healing first. Wait, don't argue with doctor. I'm trying to decide whether or not to use just a heal check or a salve. Can she wait? Does the wound look like it'll be fine within the next 15 minutes?
Yeah. So like, it's not like she's moments from death.
Okay.
But like, she's not far from it. You have managed to stabilize her enough that she's not, continually bleeding, but she needs further treatment. And with your role and sort of the area that you're in, you're not really certain that you have the ability to provide that.
Okay.
You know the warmth of the sort of like the mess hall, and you know that there was that area back outside where her people are. Or you can just start lighting shit on fire. That seems to work real well for Tertia.
I don't think there's a good vent in this area. Like, we could crack the door open, but the smoke would probably be an indicator that, hey, we're here. Sharut will spend some time to make a salve, and he'll apply it to her wound.
Okay.
That I will not increase the DC just because I do not want to fail. Yeah, I will not increase the DC.
Sure. Man.
Plus, it's not bad.
Okay. So, give me another heal check. She looks sickly. Like, even once you heal her and you can see like your salve starts sort of working, and the bits of like the wound, especially at the edges, start knitting a little bit. The center of it's going to take more time because that flesh probably has to heal a bit more. It has to get like the feeling back into it before it can fully close. But even when it's healed, she doesn't look well. Do you have Dungeoneering?
I do.
Give me a Dungeoneering check.
Oh, come on.
She
Do you
doesn't.
have the ability to reroll?
I mean, I do, but that would be using I believe my last hero point.
Yeah, she's not worth it. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's not that she's not worth it, and
Sorry,
me
I'm
as
one
a,
of the bad kids smoking in the bathroom, so do whatever you want.
it's not that she's not worth it. It's just I fear that I might need it to. Fine, I'll do a reroll.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Don't you say those words.
I don't know why you're letting them bully you into spending your hero points.
Don't roll a one.
I don't know either.
All right.
I don't know either.
Well,
Maybe I just want to try and do some crazy shit later without the comfort.
okay. So, with what you have seen down here so far, and by down here I mean that since you guys entered like the catacombs all the way to the fights that you had in this building so far, if she encountered the same creatures you did, they have the ability to inflict like bleeding wounds. And then not only that, they are also Dolgons. Or sorry, they are also Dolgons. So they can use their tentacles to literally like drain the life out of people. And looking at the marks that are across her stomach and sort of the general sickliness of her, it looks like she has taken a serious amount of constitution damage. You healed her for like 3 to 4 times as many hit points as she currently has because of
3 to 4.
because
You
of
mean
how
she hits it.
like
Sorry.
because of how low her, like basically because of how much life has been drained out of her. It looks like your salve worked really well because there's not much left to heal.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. Poor condition. Attacked by Dolgant. Yes.
And she says, "Yeah, we were set upon as soon as we entered the room." And then there was a pause, and our jeweler started talking to them. Told us he was trying to buy a passage, and then I think he did, and they started attacking us again.
Who is jeweler?
What was that?
He's asking who the jeweler is.
And she says, he's a dwarf. I know that he's worked before in Rowett, in Aundare, various cities. But he's something of a, from what he said, he's an expert in kyber shards. Not so much in the finding. Well, that's what we were doing. He's an expert at the crafting, the extracting, the appraisals. There was always something a little off about him, but I don't know. He spoke a few words, and then they let him through the big door and just descended on us. They just, all at once. They took out one of my Minotaur guards, and Lewok said that we should run. And as one of them came for me, he pushed me. He wrapped around me. I managed to get away, but I don't know what happened after that. I've just been here, waiting. I don't really feel like I have the strength to get out. I was hoping this healed up.
Injuries you have take more than few hours to heal. Essence drawn from you take days, maybe weeks of rest.
Am I going to change into one of them? Because if I am, I just want you to tell me so I can take my knife.
Sharut would know as a certainty no, right? Since she wasn't completely drained.
So, it's not necessarily, that's not necessarily how it works, but with your dungeoneering roll, you know that it's a process. You kind of have to be like captured and transformed. It's not just like they hit you and then like the next day you wake up and you're a Dolgon or anything like that. Like there's a process to it.
Okay. No, not change into one of them. Much longer, terrifying process. They like to capture, torture, mutilate.
I get the picture.
He's making himself a little frustrated just at describing it. He shakes himself out of it. Best we find place you to rest, so company and Sharut can clear a path out. Danderen, please help. She will have trouble standing.
Right. Usually, it easy, does it? It doesn't.
Yeah, and
My
she
shoulder.
will.
You'll have to slouch a bit. I'm sorry.
And she will like as much as she can. It's less that she's going to slouch so that you can do the full like arm over the shoulder thing, and more that she's going to stand and sort of straight armed use her arm to balance on you.
Use me like a cane.
Yeah, you're her cane. Like she's not gigantic, but she's still a half orc, and you know you're a dwarf, so there's a good foot and a half of space there.
You mentioned strange dwarf.
If you want, I can also carry you, but if you're too prideful, that's reasonable.
Yeah, the dwarf, Zmichi, that was his name. We had worked with him before, but he's a little off. He really likes his shards, not so much the finding. You can show me any setting that you need a dragon shard into, and after seeing it once, he would be able to craft the shard to fit in it. He's got to be the best jeweler I've ever seen, but he definitely likes the Kyber shards more than the others, and I think he might like Kyber more than the others. And so the kind of meaning there that Dander and you and Sharut would both know. The sort of lore of Eberron is that Eberron is the surface world, and it is made by a dragon who wrapped around her like evil brother. So imagine a world with a ring around it, like Saturn. That ring is the ring of Sybaris, which was also, quote unquote, a dragon. Kyber killed Sybaris, so Eberron wrapped around Kyber to hold Kyber there. Kyber is considered to be, it's like the Underdark. In Forgotten Realms, it would be like the Underdark. It is the place where all the bad things. So saying that someone is more fond of Kyber than the others would be like saying like they like the dark stuff underground and not, normal stuff that normal people.
Yeah, the baddies got it.
The baddies.
Any creature, converse, make deal with Dolgant. No friend of Sharut.
Friend of anyone, honestly. Not right.
Best we put him out of misery. Mine seems rutted.
If that's what you want to do.
Well, if you'd
After-
rather talk to him first.
And she goes, at this point, after what he's done, I don't think he was taken. I think he tried to sell us in order to get something. I don't know what that is, but that's what I think happened.
Do you remember words used?
Wasn't speaking a tongue that I understood.
Any word? Strike. Important?
He said a word. It was, hold on. It was similar to his last name, I think. Neogi? Nyogi? It was something like,
Linguistics?
and I couldn't hear a lot of what they were saying, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. That's the only thing I heard him say that they said. You can give me a linguistics check or a dungeoneering check, either one of you. Dandrin, if you would like to give me either one of those, you can get a +2 to the check. But I don't know if you have dungeoneering.
I don't have either, so I can't add the check.
I have both, so can I make both checks?
No.
I'll keep that roll.
And hold on, I'm gonna check your sheet, see what you do have, because you might have something that would work here.
I appraise the word.
I appraise the word.
Is it unusual stonework?
Dandrin, for you specifically, I would say that a knowledge local would work here, if you would like to get the knowledge local.
Would I still get the +2 or no?
Yep.
All right. I didn't add the +2, so that's a 20.
Okay. So Sharut, you know that Neogi is what Neogi is. It's sort of like a small kind of spidery person. It's they're aberrations. They're extremely greedy. They are also extremely intelligent. They would probably be the one aberration group that a normal person conceivably, you've never heard of this happening, conceivably could trade with. They would definitely try to rip you off, but conceivably it could happen. They're intelligent, they're small, they're not extremely strong, and they're sort of like spidery is probably the best way to put it. They have these like multiple legs on the sides, and they have like a really long neck and little bitty hands. Like that's what you know, that's what that word means. It's the name of that species. Dandrin, you know that Neogi is sort of a colloquialism. It's what that group calls itself, but what the dwarves of the Moorholds tend to call them is Dolgreed. They are what dwarves can be altered into by the servants of the Dalekier. They are sort of like a nightmare you would tell a dwarven child.
Oh, I can tell you now, if that's the word you heard, there's no point in trying to talk with them.
And despite how much it kind of wounds her, Geralt will she'll just shrug, and she goes, "That's fine with me," and kill him.
Best for everyone if we do. All right, up you pup. And then.
All right, and you start leading her out. Where are you leading her to?
For now, we're gonna lead her here, and then we're gonna try and.
I think we need to converse.
As much as I don't like it, I think Sharut, you're right, but we'll want to confirm. Bringing her up might be the best bet. Let her rest in that room, as long as it's not hostile.
Tricky.
All right, so you guys are going to confer. Who are you conferring with? Are you trying to get the whole group, or are you?
We'll talk with Tercia and Zeract, Corley, everyone who's here. Like, obviously, I don't know where Lucio and Delian have gone, but
Lucio, really? We've been traveling together for this long, and you call me Lucy.
Drop the beat.
Listen here, Lumio, you don't get to smoke in the bathroom and then correct me on your name.
Sharut pipes up. Lumio.
It's fair. So as you guys start to talk, I will jump real quick back up to our second level crew. The second level crew, who is on the second level. You, from where you are, see 3 closed doors. There is one nearby Lumio, to Lumio's right. There is one in front of the two of you, and then Deline, you also see one farther ahead in the front.
Yes.
To your left. So yeah, where would the two of you like to go?
I mean,
Closest one?
yeah, it's right there.
Okay, so yeah, you go over and you open the door.
Yep.
And Deline, looking inside, it looks to be a set of rooms that's similar to the ones that you saw to the north, right? Like the sleeping rooms. The difference is that these, instead of having like a pair of beds, they have a quartet of bunk beds.
Oh.
They look intact. They there's a set of trunks. Sort of the trunks are about your height.
Okay.
So you'd think that when they open, there's actually like little drawers or something in there. But they have a set of trunks, and like you can go into one and then look across the room or across the hallway and see like into the other one. And yeah, they look to be fairly similar. You're seeing that there's tables with chairs around them that are intact. The floor has that same sort of like scalloped pattern on it that I believe you and Zorak noticed before. Things here look remarkably intact.
Oh, okay. And then there's the ever treacherous.
The ever treacherous
set of
stairs. And from where you
Yes.
are, please, can you give me an awareness check?
I can. It's something that I've. You mean perception?
Or sorry, yeah, a perception check. Sorry,
That's what I kind of figured.
the
Between
game-
games and all that.
Yeah, I go from
Damn
games
you,
that call it
Witcher!
like awareness, perception, and like eavesdrop.
Wow. Didn't expect that one.
Gross. They're just using words for word's sake now.
Okay. With that perception check, you can hear that kind of like hissing whisper that is Sharut's voice in common, and also that sort of a deep accented rumble that is Dandrin, and you can tell that they are right downstairs.
Oh.
They are right below you.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, you hear their voices coming up the steps.
Oh, up these steps.
Yeah, like
Oh, how fun.
You're on the second floor. They're on the floor below you.
Yeah.
They seem to be talking about something. You also, with that check, will hear a voice that you don't recognize. It sounds pretty weak.
Okay.
It's doesn't quite seem to have that like Siren accent that some of the group has, but also doesn't seem to have like a Brailish accent. It just kind of dips in and out of when it's talking. But like when it's talking, it sounds very like it's in a lot of pain.
Oh, okay. It has the pain accent.
It has the pain accent. There's a lot of like, look, I don't really care what happens. If you have to kill him, kill him. And then you hear Dandrin go like, well, we'll look into that later.
They found me out. And then he'll like go over to Lumio. Hey, it's safe in here, and our buddies are just downstairs. You want me to tell them that this room's safe, by the way. Lots of bunk beds and all really well put together.
Oh, stairs, you say?
Yeah, that's why I'm letting you know. We don't have to go down them.
If you'd like to mention to them that we are up here,
Yeah. Let me see.
I'll take a cursory glance through the rooms to see if I see anything more interesting.
Sure,
with
give
the-
me a perception check.
Sure. I don't have perception. Hey.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like looking room to room, you're not really finding much. They look to be pretty much the same. But when you get here and you're like, I mean, there's kind of probably it was a bath once, but like now it's a tub of sort of frozen water, and you go into the jakes and you look in the jakes. This one has a lot of blood around it, and it has kind of a piece about 18 inches long sticking out of it of what looks to be a crispy, charred black tentacle.
No. Just no. No. Damn you! Starts shaking his fist at the universe in general.
Yeah, that makes
No
sense.
one needs that. And he doesn't even shit. And yeah, he leaves that place and recommends that you don't go near the gym. To anyone who will listen.
Okay. And so while Lumio's looking around, Dillian, what are you doing?
He's gonna not like loudly call out, just being like testing the volume. Hey, do you guys hear me down there? Since I can hear them faintly.
Yeah.
Maybe they can hear me.
Yeah, and I mean, if you put a directed call down the stairwell, they hear you.
Okay.
So like Tercia and Dandrin and Sharut, the three of you all hear Dillian kind of shout down at you.
It's safe up here. I think lots of beds, really well put together. So, just in case you wanted to know.
You will hear somebody call back up in the Carnathi accent, and they say, "Is Lumio with you?"
Oh yeah. We're fine.
We have found Geralt de Tarashk. It looks like Sharut and Dandrin feel that maybe it is best if we leave the Quetzal and take her back out to her people.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed that we aren't staying here longer.
Fosina seems to agree. The place is too dangerous to split up, and if she is too wounded to be of much use in a fight, she should not be here. Not that the city is safer.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable. It's safer than getting frostbit whenever you sneeze.
That would make sense.
Oh boy, how I've been meaning to.
Okay, well, I guess we should maybe come down to you.
Yes, you should. It looks like they are readying themselves to walk her down. She's moving slow and using dander, and that's something of a cane.
Okay. Well, I'll break the bad news.
It's the stairs.
Yeah, it's the stairs.
We don't want to, I don't know, look at those other rooms.
Do you want to look at those other rooms?
Hey,
No.
As soon as it was coming out of my mouth, I knew I didn't.
So, I will tell the two of you this because you were just in a place that was much warmer than the rest of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to say go back here where there were like fires lit in the room below and fires lit next to the stairway.
Oh, it wouldn't be as icy.
It wouldn't be as icy.
Okay.
You don't say.
Yeah. Nobody took the thawed out stairwell.
I did mention it.
It was
it hadn't been enough time, I would assume.
Yeah, like there hadn't been enough time. But if you get there and like the fires stay lit, they will
be there.
thaw out because that is part of their purpose, basically. So
Romeo's like skipping that direction.
okay. So yeah, you guys can go in here. The fires are still lit when you come in. The room is actually somewhat...
My eyes!
The room is actually, yeah, it's somewhat warm. Delian, for you, everything is yellow and bright. But there's that stairwell right there. And when you go down there, there's no check. They're just stairs. They're a little wet, but they're not slick.
I push Lumio down on principle.
Oh, no, that's fair. That's fair. Lumio, you take a lot of damage, but in fairness, Delian will take twice that much damage.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so I will...
The stairs are a mimic.
The stairs are a mimic.
No, not like this. Not like this.
I still didn't put my favorite mimic trap in for you guys, because I was like, oh, I'll be nice. But my favorite mimic trap is the chest. The chest is an actual chest. The gold is a mimic.
That's very amusing.
It's my favorite.
It's a dick move, is what that is.
So yeah,
That's
you guys come down, and what you see, this is a room that neither of you have seen before, is what sort of looks like a mess hall, sort of tavern, like resting area. There's couches in the corners. There's tables. You see that there's like comfortable sort of looking chairs. This room is actually like quite warm.
Oh man,
it's not stuffy. It's just warm, and it's kind of comforting after being in such a terrible locale for so long.
Man.
And can the two of you each give me a perception check?
Sure can, man.
Yeah.
How's that?
How's that?
Oh, damn.
I saw what you did there,
okay.
and I took one away.
So, Lumio, you notice as the two of you come down and you're standing here sort of looking around, you notice that there's a pair of mugs and a pair of bowls right here. Delian, you know that those weren't there when you hit the ground at the bottom of the stairs. You like hit the ground and you scan the room real quick. And then when you guys get closer, they're just right there.
Interesting. I must be going crazy. Those weren't there before.
Oh, okay.
You can see them too?
Yes.
We
I
need
can
to
even-
leave.
We need to leave. Here's a free beer. I gotta go.
Lumio walks over and picks it up. It doesn't feel magical in any way.
Yeah, it appears to be a mug of some sort of kind of steamy liquid.
I've been hurt enough by this whole place to not trust anything here. It might just be something waiting to just get inside. It's best not to think about.
When
I
you
got
say-
attacked by a cloak. Let's just say that.
If that is your interpretation of a cloak, I do not want to see your fashion sense.
What you do in your game? Oh, I gave one of the PCs PTSD, like severe PTSD.
One.
So as you guys start walking down this way,
I closed the door to keep the heat in there.
yeah, Tertia, and Sharut, Corley will walk back over and say, Lumio and Delian are on their way down. They were keeping up with us despite not knowing where we were.
Oh, hey.
It seems they were in the room,
Huh.
and she waves over to the two of you. They were in the room above us. So, what are we doing?
Well, that's what we were trying to discuss. We could, as Shroot mentioned, go over to the warmer area, or we could leave. I'm
It's
loath
quite
to
nice
leave.
up there.
I'm missing my hammer. But maybe better to get all these survivors out.
Why don't we just ask her what she wants to do?
Well, I suppose that's fair enough. What would you like to do? He says, looking up at the injured half-orc, who I imagine is now sitting at the table or on the table.
Yeah, she's like, if you guys are going to stand there and talk, she's going to sit down.
Yep.
And Geralt says, my first responsibility. And then she kind of pauses and she goes, I want everyone to get home safely.
Are there any other survivors that you know of that were in the castle with you last you saw? Besides, the traitor.
Aside from Zmiche, there was Ekrot and Okrit. Lewok. He was alive last I saw. He made a break for the east side. And Hulherk. She was an ogre that's been working with me for a while.
Oh, we've got a little bit of bad news for you.
Yeah. I'll start handing over IDs.
So Tertius like, Lewok is dead. Okrit is dead. And like, Geralt didn't really have much to keep her up at this point. And she just kind of slumps over. Like, not to the ground, but she just slumps over looking at him. You said there were other survivors?
Tertia, you knew
there.
them.
Do you remember where you left people near the statue that moved?
Yeah. They're still here?
Yes, they're still there. Surrounded from there, it's hard to escape. Plus, this place is confusing.
I would have thought that one of the scouts would have figured a way out. I didn't want to go back empty-handed. I know everybody had lost a lot. I wanted to make sure it was worth something. But if they're still there, they've been there for days.
They have food.
I was hoping there was something in here. An artifact we could sell. Something that would heal everyone. Something.
And there might be, but it's guarded by a lot of bad stuff. Guarded might be the wrong word, but it's surrounded by a lot of bad stuff. I don't know if that's worth going for at this point.
Would you all be able to get us out?
Yes, if we can get you out. We have a separate way we went in, different from the way you lot went in based on what Tertia said.
Yeah.
And
would think
she
they're
just
waiting in
she
ambush
just looks
for
at
it.
you and she says, "We scried this place. I've got augurs and diviners telling me that there was only one way into this city. How did you find another way in?"
The root here is an archaeologist.
Research.
Tell from his. Oh wait, doesn't have that anymore. Never mind.
Don't
Wait a minute.
remind.
I mean, the fair thing is that there was only one way in. Zarak literally burned a hole in a wall to get in. So, but yeah, when you say that, she just kind of throws up her hands like
That's way
this has all
Mike.
been a boondoggle. I just got to get my people out of here alive. If Lewok is dead, I'd do what I could to say Ekrit, because you like hand over Okrit's ID, and she says I'd do what I could to say Ekrit and to save Hulherk. But honestly, they're tougher than any of us, and if they could kill Okrit, I don't know what I'd be able to do right now.
Do you know which way they went? I'm going to go search for it.
Well, I know which way Smechi went because I saw him go that way. Ekrit or Hulherk, if they managed to get away, they might have followed. I can point you to where he went. I could tell you. It's the big door in the front room. That's where he went. He just walked through with one of those things next to him. But that's when the rest of them attacked us. And after that,
Do you remember how many there were
how many there were?
when you were attacked?
And she says, there were 7 Dolgons, and there were 2 Dolgar. Yeah.
And we managed to kill how many before they ran off?
You managed to kill 1 Dolgar and 2 Dolgons. And what she's saying is that 1 more of the Dolgons went north. So of the 7, you think if that 1 went north and hasn't come back, that would be 4 left.
If we potentially encountered a different group altogether, those 7 might still be out there waiting for us. They may be taking it in shifts.
Possible, but it is also possible that there were only 7, and we've diminished their number. Hard to say for sure.
I I think we should plan for the worst outcome.
The
and
worst
be pleasantly
outcome would be
surprised.
that you killed an entirely different group. Yeah.
Mhm.
In any case, she cannot stay here. Too injured.
Agree. Sharut, how much do you know about that fellow with the glowing sword we encountered on the way here? Zoract, what do you recall of their patterns and behaviors?
Are we talking about the Death Knight?
We are talking about the Death Knight.
It seemed
Maybe.
to be a never-ending pattern. They seem to be coming out of nowhere for no purpose to attack him, and no end to them, and had been doing so for as long as this place has been down here.
Yes, no, what I'm trying to see is if there was a way to get the Death Knight to come in here.
I would not think so. Not
Damn.
based on what's seen. Death Knight appear to be defending barracks. Must have done so in life. Continue to do in death.
And Zoract will chime up and go, As far as I'm aware, there's only one way to alter where that particular Death Knight is. Death Knights are fanatical and they follow beliefs that they had in life. And for some reason, that one believes that it's supposed to protect that plateau. Death Knights, when destroyed, if their armor and weapons aren't destroyed, will reform in or near their armor. It's a long shot, but if we beat it in a fight and then put its
That's a big
materials
if.
here, it might reform here. But I don't know if it would just head back to that plateau or if it would be able to detect the aberrations around it and then go and try to kill them. But like we said, it's a big if.
It's a few big ifs. I was just hoping that there was a way we could perhaps use the aberrations to lure it. Basically have it run around and clear this place out.
Seems a bit stretched given our limited knowledge of the Death Domain.
Well, it was worth asking.
And
All right.
Zoract will kind of shrug and say, I don't know of any other way to get it here.
Oh.
And if we don't have a clever way of getting them to it, I don't know if that would work.
Well, it seems like they are not fond of invaders, so getting it to lure here, maybe they'd have been drawn to it, and before they realized the problem they had on their hand, it would go in and solve the problem.
Maybe.
Instead of getting hung up on that, we have other things to focus on.
I agree.
Persia, if you say you're going to go look for your friends, I'll go with you.
We should probably move to a safer location. And
Well, then let's continue the conversation at the warmer area,
yeah.
unless anyone opposes.
No, the stairs there work marvelously.
How are they different from the other stairs?
They're now wet instead of iced over, which means
That sounds nice.
split, trying to go up or down them.
Are these stairs icy?
Arut's not able to tell.
Oh,
Yeah, they are.
Thank you.
And for Sidna will just look at you, Tertia, and go like, do you think the rest of us have just been falling down these stairs the whole time we've been here because we don't know how to walk?
I didn't want to say anything, but I didn't know what was going on. I assumed you guys had like untied shoelaces or something.
I'm wearing greaves.
I see that now.
Makes much more confusing. Yes.
Tercia just hasn't been looking at our feet this whole
Oh, yeah.
time.
Why would I look at your feet?
of course you have to look at someone's feet. You have to know how well protected they are. What kind of armaments? And Dandrin just goes on a tirade, just briefly, like about what everyone's wearing down to the minute detail.
Well, Tertia knows in her heart of hearts that she is the most skilled dancer to survive the destruction of Seer. So everybody around her tripping is just like, yeah, that makes sense. Of course, that's how the little people live, on their backs. So, with all of that said, what would you guys like to actually do? Because it sounds like you second-guessed yourself about 3 times here.
We're going to go to the warm area.
Go to the
Yes,
warm
go.
area.
Go to the warm area.
That being said, did it look like, God, I'm going to mispronounce the name.
Geralt?
Gerald,
Geralt. Like Geralt, but without a T. Geralt.
You did it.
Is she like really kind of slow on her feet or just kind of unsteady?
Essentially, she both. She has taken a lot of ability damage. Like
In that case,
a
with
lot.
your permission, and he'll motion like neither right on my back or I can carry you, just for the sake of speed in case something occurs.
Sure, of course. I don't know why I gave her the French accent that Frisidna has. She says, yeah, sure, of course. And
Right, and he'll gently give like the Princess Carrie.
okay, yeah,
All right.
and she's more than happy to let you. Actually, hold on, her wound is on her stomach, so yeah, you'll have to do like the sort of double armed carry thing. But yeah, you can't really do like a piggyback sort of thing.
No, so he's doing the
right.
Princess Carrie. That's the one where it's like arms around my shoulders while I'm like one hand under the legs, one hand behind the shoulders. Yeah.
No, and it works. It's awkward because you're the size of a 12-year-old, and this is like a 6-foot tall woman. But sure.
It looks awkward. I'm tall for a dwarf.
I'm tall for a dwarf.
I'm 4'7". That's very tall for a dwarf.
Very
respectable.
Have you seen that show Gallant?
No, I don't think I have.
It's a fantasy musical, and one of the episodes they get involved in a war between dwarves and giants, and the dwarves and giants are just regular people. And there's a point where like he's meeting with the dwarves, and the dwarves are like it's all shot like angled up, like they're huge. Or sorry, he's meeting with the giants, and it's all shot angled up like they're huge, and it's just because they're standing on a hill. And when they get face to face with Gallant, he's actually like slightly taller than the giant. And then the same thing happens with the dwarves, where he's looking down at them, and it's because they're down at the bottom of a hill. And when they get up to where he is, they're like slightly taller than him. And the whole thing is like they just hate each other. They're not actually dwarves and giants. They just call each other dwarves and giants. It was really good.
Nice.
It's like, I thought you guys said that they were giants. Well, they are. Yeah, we're just a little short for giants. And I thought you guys said they were dwarves. Well, they are. They're just a little tall for dwarves.
Lovely.
Yeah, Gallant looks like a good series.
Oh, a wild Zorak appeared.
Goodness.
So, everybody will move over to the taverny area. And now that you are sort of in the restful place.
I'll set her in like the comfiest looking chair.
Okay.
I think Sharut would insist that she sit close to the fire.
Zorak, I'm going
Put
to
her
do
in
this thing to save
a chair,
your
then.
eyes. There. And I will do it to Delian.
Ah, cheers.
And I will do it to Tertia. There you go. Now, so again, the reason that's happening is because low light vision doubles the range of any light, and all of the light hits this spot. So these spots right here, all of the light is stacking. And that's
Tis
why
the sun.
That's why it was so ungodly yellow for everybody with low light vision. It was really bad. But anyway, so yeah, you lead her in, and you can. There are actually a couple of couches down here. You can take her to one of the couches and like lay her down, and she would happily just lay on the couch. She'd probably pick the one that's farthest from the door so that she can watch the doors.
So closest to fire.
Yeah, also closest to the fire. Yeah, and you put her down, and she will lay on the couch and just get sort of her bow in her hand and just sit there, kind of awkward. And then after a minute, there's just like a mug of ale right there.
Since I already saw the little bastard and I know what he looks like, can I try and catch him as he's coming in? Look at it. I'm not going to like try and grab him, but like see him.
So being able to have seen him once does not mean that you will be guaranteed to see him again.
Oh, it's just
You can give it a perception check. You do not spot them. And it just and then there's a little mug. And then Sharut, when you come over after a minute, there's another one right there. And then Dander, there's another one right there.
Can I check her wounds again?
Sure. What are you checking them for?
Just want to know if this is sufficient heat for the
Yes,
for the
like
start
this
wearing
is this room is warm. Like this is a cozy warm room, especially compared to the rest of the rest of the castle that you were in was like extremely cold. It was nearing 0 degrees Fahrenheit. This room is like 60, 70. So it's comfortable.
Out of curiosity, the last time I did this check and I figured out what these things likely were, do I know enough to figure out how to properly thank them for what they're doing?
With your last check, it depends. You would know that it depends on the like sort of overall, I guess the agreement here or the situation here. If they are bound here, there probably is no thanking them because they're bound.
Right.
If they're servants somehow, there still might not be thinking. Free Domovoy, you usually think with, small gifts. You would like leave little trinkets for them or something, or let them know like, hey, this little trinket is for you, and then put it in a place where they frequent. But it depends on like the agreement or the situation that they have with whoever.
Okay. Well, if they're free, which I am doubting based on how hobgoblins work, they may have a place of their own that they, as you said, that they frequent. And Zeract is gonna spend some time hunting around to see if such a place exists here.
Okay. Where are you looking at?
Initially, the kitchen.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check?
Absolutely. Oh, I forgot. I don't have to go into my sheet for this. Man, that is such a lovely utility. I want to identify again how delightful that is.
Oh, the little buttons at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the weird thing about that is oh wait, I can see the buttons if I click you guys. I can't see the buttons unless I'm actively clicked on a token, and usually I'm not. So
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, but
Those
now
buttons are-
now
those
I can
buttons are
actually see it. See, like Zeract is like cartwheeling and stuff. You know how
No.
Zeract do.
Yeah.
She's cavorting, because she's happy, like Zeract typically is.
Yeah. Zeract is all joys and cartwheels at all times of the day.
Uh-huh.
So you gave me a perception check. So you find that this oven right here,
Mhm.
like as you're looking around and you're seeing like some of these things are blocked off, some are in use. Like you go into the kitchen
Mhm.
and some of the doors shut. Like as you go into the kitchen, it's like you didn't see them open, but you can tell that they were just shut because they're still like settling into place.
Mhm.
And you're walking through, and you've checked some of these before. You like looked inside, and you know that they're holding stuff. And then you like look in this oven, and this is 2 ovens stacked on top of each other, and the upper one is actually being used. It looks like there's something baking, but the lower one doesn't look like it's being used. And when you sort of check it out, it's very hot, but you are able to see that there is essentially right in this little seam between this oven and this shelf. There's like a little door that goes into this shelf.
Zeract is going to take the remainder of her good berries and is gonna set those on the shelf here, just sort of on top of just up from the door itself.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "My compatriots and I thank you for your assistance, for your service. It is quite cold, and your warmth is a little bit of joy, a little bit of steadfastness against the cold that leaches out of us. We appreciate you, and I hope that these small tokens you also find delightful."
Okay.
And then she'll walk out.
Okay. Yeah. You put them down and you leave. And once again, as soon as you're like out of the door shuts.
Mhm.
And you can, just hear the kind of like, you can hear things moving around in there. It's just that when you go into it, things are strangely still.
That makes sense.
Like there's still like soup bubbling and stuff like that, but even if the spoon is still stirring because somebody was stirring it earlier, like there's nobody actively holding it now. That kind of thing.
Mhm.
So the group is chilling out in a warm spot. What would you all like to? How long are you gonna hang out here?
I
8
mean,
hours?
I have enough time. I would prefer not 8 hours, just because then
People
we
are out
waste-
there dying. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
people are out there dying, and then we also waste 2 bolt vials. So we should explore while we have those, because those are my only way to heal at a distance.
I mean, you could also just heal in melee.
I could, but Sharut is very squishy and has shit for armor class. I might have to. I would prefer not to.
Not ideal.
Exactly.
Just a moment. For Sidney, Coralie, I have a proposal for the pair of you if you're willing to listen.
And Priscilla looks at you and kind of cocks an eyebrow and says, "What would that proposal be?"
With Zerac's permission, because I think that's how this contract's going to have to work, I'd like to temporarily shift your contract over to protecting Garrel.
Forcina raises a hand as you say that, and she says, "Our contract with Zerac is up.
That's true.
It was
It's
up.
over with.
It was up yesterday. The only reason we are still here is because there's no way for the two of us to get out alone.
In that case, please allow me to hire the pair of you to protect Garrel until such time as we return. We're going to go see if we can rescue her other companions, but we can't leave her here alone, and to be honest, two of you have done just so much for us, and we can't give her properly thank you enough. I understand you're mercenaries, it's just your job, but it feels like you're a little bit more than just mercenaries at this point. What was the going rate for your contract services?
The rate for the two of us was 10 per day.
Well,
That was
I would say that given some of the newly learned skills that you've shown, certainly you should pull more than that.
And Corley will give kind of a smug smile to Forsidna, and Forsidna shakes her head, and she says, "We do not pick our own rates. Our rates are chosen based on skill testing by a committee of our elders or by our commanding officers. Despite any feelings we may have to the contrary, we do not pick our own rates. 10 gold per day will suffice."
Sure, whatever you say. He's going to pay them both 30 gold. Right, here's 30 for you and 30 for you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear if you said 30 or 50.
30. 30 each.
Okay. Yeah, they'll both take it. Corley will just sort of pocket what you give her. Forsidna will actually count it out. And Forsidna will thank you. And then she sort of like looks to the table where a mug and a bowl of stew has appeared in front of her, but like rolls and like cookies and a mug and some stew and more bread and little biscuits, like all of these different things are just appearing in front of and around Zarak. And she says, "Can I at least finish the stew first?"
Oh, of course. Like I said, you're staying here to protect Garrel, and Garrel's not going anywhere, so... Zarak, what did you do in the kitchen?
I showed proper courtesy to our hosts,
Where did you show a proper courtesy?
as I would hope the rest of you would do. I left
Well,
them gifts.
Where? God's sakes.
Direct is unsure of this. She found that by dint of like her own effort, and no. Like it's not a haha. She's out to fuck you. It's not that. It's that she knew what was going on, and she showed proper respect by like understanding what was happening. She's worried that if she's like, "All right, everybody, let's troop on over to the Domovoy house," that they're going to be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, we're working hard not to be seen. What the shit?" And she's going to... So this is the thought process going on in Zarak's mind.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so, like, she looks at you, she frowns, looks like kind of through you, gets kind of a squint, and then she says, "I'm going to respect their privacy. If you would like to leave something on a countertop or somewhere safe for it and simply announce that it is theirs, I imagine that they will do what is needful. However, I will caution that they seem to prefer their privacy, as evidenced by the fact that the kitchen itself is constantly closed once left, and while you're in there, they go out of their way not to make any movement. I would suggest they prefer not to be seen, and grateful as I am for their work and efforts here, I'll not violate that."
If
All right.
Forsidna says, "But why would they not want to be seen? There's been no one here to see them for thousands of years."
It's in the nature of some faith things. They operate under rules that may not make sense to us.
It looks like this entire area, unlike the rest of the castle, is untouched.
It's been touched. You'll recall, they rebuilt this place. Upstairs especially, I was able to put together that they've rebuilt and repaired most of this.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, small child. Hold on.
We can see that
They've
furniture
rebuilt
here-
most of this. Hi, Dad. Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute, when did I sire a Domovoy?
Hold on just a minute. I'll be right back.
Be like the Domovoy and unseen.
And she, Forsidna kind of nods and she goes, "If they rebuilt this place, they might be, I don't know how to say it, still following orders?"
They my thought was, if they were enslaved, as the hobgoblins seem to have done with races they consider lesser, that they wouldn't have a place of their own. That way, they would simply reside wherever they could. But it doesn't seem as though such is the case, and that suggests that they are free to an extent, even if they are honoring some previous agreement. As I said, the Fae sometimes do follow rules that are unusual to those of us who are not they, and it might be that they are indeed following a contract or agreement or just sense of honor that has kept them in this place. And as she's talking, Zeract is taking like little nibbles of rolls and cookies and
Like just showing a little bit of appreciation.
yeah. And when something is particularly good, she's like, "Oh, that one's very nice. This is lovely. Yes."
Yeah.
And she'll pass it around and be like, "These you should try this. This one's amazing."
Yeah. Everything is, for the most part, made out of some like very deep ground tubers or mushrooms. That's like everything is made out of that. Pretty much including the stew.
Mhm.
But like the cookies, the baked goods, even though they have that earthy flavor, there's still some sweetness to it. It's the kind of like subtle sweetness that you get from like Japanese treats, rather than the overwhelming sugar that you get from Asian or from American stuff. Yeah. So as you're saying that, Fortuna will kind of finish off her stew, grab one of the cookies, and just kind of look towards the kitchen and hold it up and say, "Thank you for the cookie," and then move over, and her and Corley start talking to Geralt, and yeah, like Tertia and Sharut, like you hear them going over much the same thing that they said to Zeract before, of like, "We're here to protect you. We will be on guard. We are not your servants. We are your bodyguards. If we give you an order in a dangerous situation, we expect you to do your best to follow it." You know, like
I expect Zeract gets a look at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Geralt at the very least is like, yeah, sure. I'm nearly dead, so that sounds great. So Lumio and Delian, the two of you are watching a smorgasbord of cookies appear around Zeract. And you see that our mercenaries have been rehired. Would either of you like to do anything?
I think Delian would go to like this comfy chair right here and pull out some makings for some coffee and just kind of like relax a little bit. He's been through some serious hell, and so this is much more what he's used to, so he's just gonna indulge.
Yeah. And like as you start pulling out, you know, like your own powder, and you look around for a second, there's just like a pot of hot water in front of you, and like a nice mug.
And he'll just kind of look around. Thanks a lot for the stuff. And he's just unsure about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is eating, but I don't know. Old habits.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. After the couple of days that he has had, where he has kind of gotten the crap kicked out of him more than he did when his country was destroyed.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And then Tertia and Sharut, are the two of you doing anything of note up there in the corner with Geralt?
I'm assuming we're here for about 15, 30 minutes.
You are probably here for longer.
Okay. Sharut.
Some of your party are affected by frostbite, and until they get fully warm, they won't heal that non-lethal damage, and they won't heal from the frostbite.
Okay. In that case, Sharut is going to prepare an enhanced salve.
Okay.
So he has 3.
Sounds good.
And I will just do it as pretty much as many times as I need to. So let's just roll it with the +1 for now and see if I do it the first try. I do.
Wow.
Nice. So yeah, assuming that the group of you spend about 2 hours here, like getting properly warm and properly rested. Everybody that has frostbite will have the frostbite removed, which means that if you have fatigue that is caused by like taking that non-lethal damage, you no longer have it. And the non-lethal damage due to being cold will also be removed. So like I know that some of you had that. Like I think that Lumio took some and Delian took a little bit. So yeah, like a couple of hours spent here in a place that's properly warm will actually like do the party some good.
Sweet.
Zeract
Oh.
will kick back on a couch.
Yeah, she literally just like rolls over to the couch,
Yeah.
puts the plates of cookies nearby, and just I mean those are long enough to lay down on, so she does.
Okay,
Andrew will go into the kitchen
sure.
and like he'll look around for a relatively clean kind of counter space.
Yeah, and
He'll assume that like this is kind of the busy area because it's where the ovens are and stuff. It's the heart of the kitchen.
yeah,
it's where we
like
see the soup.
all of this, like these are the ovens and these are the ovens, and all of that is very busy.
Okay, yeah. In that case, he'll pick like a countertop, like I don't know, here-ish.
Okay.
I'm trying not to roll perception and kind of meta, so he'll just pick a countertop like here-ish,
Sure.
and he'll leave some of his dwarven sausages and mushrooms and one of his flask of the stout,
Okay.
of the dwarven stout, fine stuff. That and to our gracious host, I offer these as a token of thanks for your gracious hospitality. He'll say that in common and goblin,
Okay. Sounds
and
good.
he'll close the door behind himself.
All right. And yeah, and then wherever you chill out, the things that kind of pop up around you for you to snack on are just like a little bit better. And yeah, so you're getting kind of the same treatment that Zeract was getting, where like you're getting like sweets and not just, food.
Delectable.
Delian and Lumio, if the two of you could please give me a perception check. Everybody else can also give me a perception check, but the rest of you, due to distance and generally like not facing that way, are giving it at a -2. All right. So here's what the Zeract, Delian, and Dandrin. Here's what you all see. There's a point where a shadow kind of moves in front of this, and in front of this door right here, and you see a guy for some reason. There we go. And you see this kind of pink mass with these wriggling tentacles move in front of the door and stop and peer in, and then and then very, very quickly it starts screaming because it is on fire.
Oh, wonderful.
And you just see these tiny, tiny little people. They look like they are maybe half of the size of Delian or Sharut. And they are they're reaching into the fire right here and pulling out these chunks of coal, and they're hurling them this way. And as they kind of sail across, the chunk of coal will like ignite and turn into a sizable. It's like if you threw a golf ball and it turned into a softball.
Nice.
So they're throwing these little bitty embers, and they're just turning into these big, like about the size of their head, fireballs, and they're just like whap 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 whap, and then you see this thing go, and it just like still on fire, still screaming, runs.
Delian will raise his coffee mug for sure.
And then these three things just disappear. Like they basically, you see one of them dive into the fire. One of them passes sort of through a little door in the oven right here. And then the other one just kind of like leaps under this table, and you don't see it come out, but you also don't see it under the table. And they're just out of sight real fast.
That's good to know.
And then there's a loud slam as the door shuts, and then the kitchen door opens, and then the kitchen door shuts.
Interesting.
Told you there were creatures.
Well, that's nice. At least we know we don't get attacked by one of those here.
Very comforting.
So everybody rests for a couple hours. Those who had the non-lethal damage from the cold, you get that back. And it you guys are at this point, if you're gonna be going, you're probably ready to go.
Yep.
Geralt has told you that basically she knows that Zmiche went through the front door at the front of the northern door in the front room. She knew that Lewolk went east, and you guys found his body, but she doesn't know where the other Minotaur or the Ogre went.
Just we check rest of East Wing.
That's a good enough place to start. We want to start on the second floor or the first floor?
Believe one more room on second floor. Can then double back.
We can just cut
It-
across the middle above the kill box like we did before.
Yeah, there's 2 upstairs to the south of us. So if we go to those 2, we can clear out this and be on our way.
Still best to be wary. Stay in group. Yes?
Oh, I agree. We're splitting up once we get going. Since we've secured Geralt, if you'd like, we can stop, take a few moments, and I can see about getting that scroll.
What?
The scroll that we passed with the
East
Menorah
Wing.
heads.
Mm,
We do need to head back there, yes.
yes.
Ah, yes, these stairs are nice and not slippery.
Those stairs are nice and not slippery. All right,
Lumio
so
would be impressed.
I'll grab everybody real quick and move them up.
Cool.
I think
Actually,
no,
I
it kind of
think-
goes with that.
I think you guys are already on the second floor, so I just gotta put you together at the top.
Since no one else has said it, during that 2 hours, Dandrin at least was getting to know Geralt and like talk with Tercia, Forsidna, and Corley, but
Yeah,
didn't want to just take up the whole time just being like,
It's all about Dandrin role playing.
yeah, and like
I'm not sure where I am, honestly.
And Corley, you shouldn't be here.
I-
Go back.
you're right here. You and Lumio are right here. Everybody else is right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll just
Yeah,
mosey
you
on
guys,
that one.
you guys just gotta come through the room.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
and I will delete Forsidna and Corley since they are down.
They're gone.
They're gone now. And yeah. So, what would you all like to do as you sort of head
Which
out?
it was down south. The doors you hadn't opened yet. Up north.
Yeah, down south.
Right. Let us down south then.
And right in here, everybody who was downstairs before, you can see that like it's the same sort of setup as you saw downstairs in that area where you found Geralt. Everything is just rebuilt. It's a bunch of bunk beds and stuff. This door is also open as you pass it, and looking in, it looks to be kind of a mostly abandoned armory of some sort. You're seeing like armor racks that have pieces, but there's not a lot of like full sets. You're seeing
Ender will just take a cursory glance in. Nothing.
yeah, like you're seeing armor racks that have pieces. Like there's some greaves over here, there's gauntlets over here, or something like that, or breastplate or a helmet or whatever. There's some weapons racks that seem to have weapons sort of grouped by type, including a number of sort of incredibly wavy, sort of spiky daggers, and a number of chain weapons, because chain weapons and spiky daggers are kind of the hobgoblin and goblin thing. And yeah, and as you continue moving, you find the 2 doors that Delian and Lumio have not opened. There's one directly in front of you, and there is one over here off to your left.
Right, which one we want to start with?
Well, this one is going to head us east, so we should do this one first.
Agreed.
It's reasonable.
Dillian.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to check it for traps, Sharut and I can assist you.
Yes.
Have you heard of the saying "too many cooks"? Just
Multiple
wondering.
times.
Okay.
Sharut, not no saying.
Usually in the same, 20 minutes.
You check it for traps, then I'll check it for traps, then they check it for traps. None of us will believe any of us, and then we'll open the door.
The only way to be sure.
What too many cooks mean?
So who is actually rolling on this? I believe it's Delian.
It'll be me.
Delian, give me a perception roll.
Sure. I am back. Yeah, I had lost it, but now I'm back.
All right. You don't see anything that makes you think that this is trapped.
Cool. Sounds good. And it's not trapped from what I see.
Let's see if it's locked.
Okay. So when you attempt it, it doesn't seem locked. It does seem stuck.
Oh.
Like the handle doesn't turn, but like when it does turn a little bit, it like turns too much for you to think that this is locked, but not quite enough to actually work. Like it's iced over basically.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, this is iced over.
Oh.
So it's locked in that sort of sense where it's just not going to be opening properly.
In that case, just, I guess, hold one of the lanterns up to it for a minute.
Okay.
Kind of thaw it a little.
Yeah, I mean, lanterns produce very little in the way of heat.
This-
Like if it was an actual torch, yeah, but lanterns are small time. It won't really work.
I can probably chip away at some of the ice and kind of chisel my way through with the kukri.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, with the kukri or the best dagger, kind of alternating to make it so,
Sure.
it's precise jabs instead of slapping it open,
Yeah. Give me a disable device check.
Sure.
Yeah. You're able to kind of like target the areas and do it quietly, to get around it and go like, all right, you think you can open it.
Cool.
And yeah, so when you crack it open, what you see in front of you is it looks to be similar to the room that you saw in this area downstairs. You're seeing a couple of tables where like the table and the majority of the chairs have been shattered. You see a weapons rack on the far room. The far wall that is in terrible condition, just like the weapon. There are a number of blood stains on the carpet in here, and you can kind of see the windows, the sort of like fogged over or iced over windows that look out over the city.
Okay.
So yeah, it appears to be another guard room.
This is just another guard room. You wanna? So might as well clear it a bit just to make sure.
Yeah.
Quick.
When you when you go inside the room, you see stairs that go both up and down. Like there's an entry right here that goes down, and then there's further steps that come up. You also see an open door here leading to a hallway where you see a number of bloodstains on the ice. Zorak, this is like you standing here can look in here.
Yep.
And because you've kind of been monitoring this, that scalloped pattern that you were seeing on the carpet, or sorry, not on the carpet, on the floor, you're seeing it here. You're not seeing it in here.
Well, I suppose we're back into dangerous territory.
Dandarin, you see a long hallway with a number of sort of what would you call it, like ready racks, weapons racks, a place where somebody could come over and grab the armament they need if they couldn't get to the armament they wanted. This is a typical thing to put sort of at the front of a castle where something might happen. You're gonna have your armory that has like the best gear, but you might also
This is the oh shit gear.
Yeah, this is the oh shit gear. Like you might have a couple of like leather jerks and helmets, and then like some bows, that sort of stuff. Further down, you see some doors on the left side. And the majority of what you're seeing in here, like these racks, look to be pretty abandoned, or like the racks themselves have been broken.
I don't know if it's worth going through that particular hallway. Looks like it's a ready room for the guards. There are a few doors, though, down. I don't know if we just connect into that room there, so may as well check that room first.
Fine with me.
All right, let us. And Dandarin will check the door for traps.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Looks clear.
Looks clear.
Hey, Deline, you want to give it a shot first, see if it's locked?
Sure.
Or
Is
he's
it
gonna-
locked?
It looks like this opens right up, and
I run away
Sharuk's gonna
screaming.
Close this door.
okay, Sharuk closes this one.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. So it opens up. What you could see from where you were before you moved back. This looks like not quite an artificer's room, but also not quite a forge. Kind of a mixture of the two. But the door opened smoothly.
Nothing here to see. It's a storage room full of garbage.
Dandarin's going to take a gander.
Yeah, Dandarin. What you can see, from where you are, you can't make out much. Delian actually has a further look into this than you do. But one thing that you can see right here is something that is probably pretty near and dear to Dandarin's heart, which is an ore cart. It looks to be sort of a rickshaw or a wheelbarrow, something like that. But you see sort of piled rocks in it with like that gleam of what would you call it? Unrefined metal in there.
He's going to take a step inside and motion for the others to follow behind. Oh my.
All right.
He's going to go inspect the...
Yeah. So
He's going to poke everything first, though. Like, he's going to take off the bardiche and he's going to poke everything first.
one time, one mimic. Can I get from everybody a perception check?
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to go to Zeract, Sharut, Lumio, and Dandarin. The four of you are able to spot these things as they appear. There's one there. There's one there.
He's dead.
He's not dead. I don't know why.
He's dead. He dropped from the ceiling dead. It's just
He
really
died-
unfortunate. It was
he
his
died
time.
of shyness. He died of shyness. He
died-
couldn't. He didn't like being seen.
He
Yeah.
died fortuitously in his sleep. It was actually just his time.
He
when we
died
entered
the
the
way
room.
that he lived, hunting Sharut. You see a collection of 4 Dolgons stand up from various spots of hiding. 2 of them look a little wounded, as they might if you all sort of like blasted the crap out of them. But the other 2, these 2 specifically, do not. These 2 do look. This one.
Is one of them wielding a hammer?
No, none of them are wielding a hammer.
Damn it.
Weird.
The one that is wielding a hammer is this
Edward.
this Dolgar that drops from the sky, or not from the sky, but from the rafters, and it drops from the rafters. And unlike other Dolgar that you've seen, this particular one is wearing armor, and this particular one has a big hammer in its hand.
Is it my hammer?
Like it.
The other 2 that you see, the ones that you don't recognize, they seem to be holding what kind of look like sort of shiny bricks in their hands, and they pull back and they just start chucking them at you. And we will kick off this combat when we are back from break.
Hey.
Nice.
So I have. Oh, check this one out. Bam. We'll be right back. We'll be right
Wait,
back.
hang on. Let's see. I'm watching this game now.
Bam. So we'll be back
Hey.
in about let's say 15 minutes. We'll come back at 12 minutes. We'll come back at 9:20, and we can do the combat.
Cool.
We're
right.
done.
We're done. We've had it. All right. So I have added everybody to the initiative tracker. Everybody, please roll your initiative.
Lumio, going first with a. Oh no.
Dang it! I clicked. Oh fuck! Damn it! Every fucking time.
Haha, not last.
Well done.
Why is it everybody's like name is crossed out? Why is everybody's name crossed? Probably
Is
because
this
I haven't
gonna tell
clicked
us
begin
party
combat
wipe?
yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that at all.
Yeah. There we go. They being so essentially there's going to be a surprise round, but most of you actually made the perception check. The only ones that didn't make the perception check were Delian
Oh,
and
first.
Tercia. So everybody gets a standard action except for Delian and Tercia. So I will move away from Tercia because she gets nothing. And I will go to this Dolgont right here. And what that Dolgont right there is going to do is throw a solid ingot of mithril straight at Zarac's head.
She'll catch it and put it in her wallet.
So, Zarac,
Yes.
you actually, this is going to go for your flat-footed because even though you did spot him,
Sure,
he's
that's
going
fine.
first.
Let me take a look at what that is. Okay, cool.
Never mind.
He's gonna hit
never,
me regardless.
Never,
Holy shit!
never mind at all.
Holy no! She caught it. She put it in her wallet. I told you that was my reaction. All right.
I think the question is how can Zeract fit an ingot, into her wallet?
This explains a lot why you have trouble with Delian's name. It really
Hey,
does.
Do you
yeah,
mean
as you yourself.
Dillian?
Dillian.
Delana.
Look,
Hey,
Delana?
dilly dally. Quit
I
dilly
just have-
dallying.
I just have trouble with words in general. Why do you think I try to
Daniel?
play characters that have speech quirks?
Yeah.
And 2-syllable names.
You have to forgive him. He has Lixdixia.
Words are hard.
That sounds bad.
It's like one of my favorite jokes, and it's real dumb. And my very dyslexic friend, who like his dyslexia basically
His
dicks
Let's say it again.
Dyslexia. He reads them.
his dyslexia, if he's thinking of the word and thinks of the word incorrectly, he will also say it incorrectly.
Oh shit. That sucks.
And so it took him a while to get that joke out. So
I kind
anyway,
of love that.
Sharut, something's gonna happen to you too. You're gonna get charged.
Oh lordy.
When you only have a standard action available, you can use that standard action to charge, and so he's gonna charge.
Sharut, you just got fucked. Unless this
You
guy
are
rolls a
wild.
6, like that guy did.
Hold on. Oh, I hit enter before hitting enter. Weird. Sharut, does a 23 hit your flat-footed? Actually, I don't think you are flat-footed because you have uncanny
Was
dodge.
No, I'm not flat-footed, but that still hits.
Okay. Well, take 12 points of damage, please.
Ow.
He just walloped you with Dandrin's hammer, and somehow that's Dandrin's fault.
Wait, hold on. Does he get the +1 to goblinoids?
Here's the thing. Technically, no. Delian doesn't get to take a standard action. Zeract does get to take a standard action on the surprise round.
So there's this, the way that I imagine this happening, and there's a little story build up, is that like Zeract is kind of looking around, and as they drop down from the ceiling, a comical expression of surprise overcomes her face, and she takes in a deep breath and goes, "Oh!" as a mithril ingot in slow-mo flies past her face, and then she goes, "Oh!" and just breathes out acid. Which, by the way, hits all 3 of these guys to the northeast of me.
Oh, does it really? How?
It does. Make a reflex save.
I thought your acid breath was only like 15 feet.
It's a 30-foot cone, friend.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I believe that will hit all of them. However, they did have cover. They were sort of hiding. So I am going to give them the +2 cover bonus on the reflex save.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's see what they got. Huh? And then and then
Sure, they all save. That's fine.
Wow.
All have evasion.
All right, so they take half of that much damage.
Okay.
Now,
this one will take nothing. The other 2 will take half.
additionally, that acid lasts another round. Or wait, no, hold on. Sorry, wrong spirit. That acid lasts another round, and they take 2 more damage at the start of my turn. Oh,
Okay.
it's for 1d4 rounds. So
For
I'll
1d4
just roll that
rounds.
real fast.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 1d4 for 2 more rounds.
Well, yeah.
Sounds good. Just remind me of that on the start of your turn.
Will
So
do.
yeah, you see this dude basically just cartwheel entirely out of the way.
That fuck.
Yeah, the 2 that were monks have evasion. The ones that are throwing bricks, not so much. Dandrin, you get a standard action. I would like to remind everybody this is an icy room. This is an iced floor. Moving on it will cost you some extra movement. So you will be moving at 2 squares for every 1, or however you want to do that math. 2 squares for every 1. You can try to run if you would like, but trying to run
Requires an
in
acrobatics
this
check.
requires an acrobatics check.
Of course it does. Let's get this out of the way then.
And you without your acrobatics today.
All right. Dandrin, you are prone.
Spend a hero point and get +4.
Spending a hero point to get the +4 is not going to work.
It's
You
DC
can-
15 or higher.
It's DC 15 or higher.
Did you spend it after the roll?
So
Yeah.
like I'll
Spend
let
it
you
after the
know.
roll.
I'll let you know. Getting the +4 is not going to work. You can re-roll if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay. You're
So I hit the wall.
no. You go prone in the spot that you're in. It's just ass over tea kettle right where you are, and you're prone.
I hate this. I hate this.
Next, Sharut.
I'm going to withdraw.
Okay. Yeah. You can withdraw.
Because no. And I'm going to move. That's half speed, right?
So when you withdraw, you get to move your regular movement,
Oh, okay.
and you don't provoke for the first square that you leave. However, it's still an icy floor.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are moving your regular movement, but your movement is halved.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to risk going prone. I will move. I'll move right there.
Okay, and that's your turn. Next is going to be this Indulgent. And it will Zeract, you see it lash it lashes a tentacle sort of right there to the rafter.
Oh, this. I hate it.
And then it's this Indulgent. It does the same. But it's gonna lash about right there. Lumio, it's your turn. You have a standard action.
Oh, because I'm gonna use my regular movement to take it at half speed. I believe I get here. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I'm good there.
Okay, sounds good. And then the last Dolgant is gonna whip a brick of mithril at Zerac's head.
Yep. Another one for the wallet.
Does a 13 hit you?
Sure fucking does it. Flat-footed.
They are literally throwing money at you.
Zeractus, if she was poor, she would be concerned, but right now she's thrilled. Like this, it's kind of nice.
Okay, top of the round. Everybody now gets to go. Everybody gets full turns. Tercia, what would you like to do?
Well, obviously, I start by throwing at this guy, this thirsty fella.
He's pretty.
I'm gonna make Dandrin very happy, and I try to disarm it.
Nice.
There you go.
Good.
Damn, that's gonna work. That's gonna make it. You disarm him.
Oh, that's to hit.
Don't.
I still have to do a CMB.
Oh, you. I thought your to hit roll counts as the CMB for that.
Nope, I don't think so. Let me pull up the character sheet again.
Mine counts as my CMB, so it should have just been a CM. Maybe because it's
What ability is giving you this? Is it sniper something in the sniper tree?
Yes,
All right, and I roll
it's weapon shot.
weapon shot. On a successful deadly shot, you may make a
Which I
free
did.
ranged attempt disarm against the target using your original attack. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
so you hit him. He takes that damage.
Mhm.
So you got hit for 7 damage. But
Yep.
that had to be a deadly shot. So you had to give me your deadly shot damage too.
You don't have to use the damage to do that. You just say I'm using it as a deadly shot.
Oh, really?
If I expend my martial focus, I get the extra damage.
Yeah. I think we're all learning something here. All right. So he will take a slight cut from you. That's too much. He will take a slight cut from you, and then go ahead and give me a CMD check to see if you knock the hammer out of his hand.
Hang on. It says using your original attack for the deadly shot as your combat maneuver check.
Yeah. So
So what I rolled is the combat maneuver check.
Uh,
The 22. I was confused, and now I've confused you.
yeah, because you told me it didn't work that way, and then it did.
I didn't read it, and then I read it. I was like, oh,
Try doing that ahead of time. Next time.
yeah. Reading the ability explains the ability.
Yes. You
Who would have thought?
you throw your chakram at it, and it sort of hits its wrist, and it goes ow, and then the chakram bounces away, and the Dolgar goes, well, at least I didn't drop my, and then the chakram bounces back and knocks the hammer out of his hand, and then bounces to you and hits you in the head. You fucking idiot.
And then I switch my weapon.
Okay, sounds good.
And then I move.
So
hammer.
you
Oh, I can still move, which I do.
okay?
Take 1d6 intelligence drain.
I am using the bladed scarf now.
Sounds good. Dolgant, number this one, is going to chuck some things at Zeract, because Zeract's just standing over there, so we might as well throw things at her.
She's collecting the money at this stage. It's great.
These ones, I actually have to start rolling now.
At least they're not applauding.
These ones are 2 steel ingots. They're not quite as
Oh.
amazing. Does a 17 hit you?
A 17 does hit me.
Okay. Well.
Bonk.
Just hits me.
This one was particularly aerodynamic.
Man, that brick is real smooth. It's honestly kind of surprising.
The smooth bricks, yes.
Smooth bricks.
We build out of those.
Okay. That is going to hit 4. You get hit for 5 bludgeoning damage to the face by this weapon. And after that, it is the Dolgar's turn. It is it's gonna pick up the weapon, so you can go ahead and take an attack of opportunity there, Tercia.
Sure.
which is also a disarm.
She
No,
can't
it's
disarm
not.
because he doesn't have
I
the
got-
weapon yet.
I know.
I'm,
She's actually just.
I also decided not to take that part of the sphere.
Oh.
I'm pulling up what I need to do to make this work.
All right.
I can attempt a free combat maneuver with this one. Hey, guess what? You might get tripped. Ignore the d6.
Which d6? There's
Both of them. I'm sorry. The precision damage is not correct.
okay.
So it's 3.
So
If they
it's a 17 total.
Yep.
17 will miss.
Okay. If the attack hits, I make a free trip attempt.
It missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now that it has that in its hand, what it's going to do is attempt to wallop you.
Wallop.
Please no.
Please no. Does a 19 hit you for walloping?
Yes,
Well.
it do.
Oh lordy.
Okay. So it will do 8 damages to you.
Yikes.
And then hold on. I did things out of order. And then it does nothing. It realizes its mistake. Womp. All right. Delian, it's your turn. You just saw Sharut get a wallopin, and then you see Tertia get a wallopin.
Oh, a lot of people are getting a walloped.
Yeah.
We ams.
It'd be a shame not to join in on that. I think after that, I'll just go there and
Okay, you go there and chwa.
yeah, and try to hit him with the beige dagger.
The beige dagger. All right, go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
So this is me trying it on the sheet here. So hopefully this works out.
Yeah.
If not, because I know Kukri and this do same damages, I'm just gonna roll out. Cool. It just tells you what it is.
Click the little symbol with the knife. So where you see it says Kukri +1, go to the right, and it says attacks 1, and then go to the right. There's a little box that has a knife.
Oh,
in it.
I'm wrong tab. Ha ha.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, yeah, do that.
Oh wow.
Wow, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Excellently done.
So you just, you just like, it's wearing armor, but the armor is like, it's not fully covering everything, and you're a little gnome, so you know to like, oh, it's big, attack it at like the knees, and that's totally what you do. You just drive the base dagger in and just like move it around for a second and then pull it out, and you hear this thing that till now has been going, just go like, aye!
Damn.
And it will take all of those damages. Well done, sir. And after that is going to be Zaract.
All right. So Zaract, seeing that one cartwheel its way out of the acid.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, both of these take 2 damage.
They both take 2 damage from the acid.
She points to it, and then, in a way, a manner befitting one possessed, screams out, "Quinat Colane!" and then spits a blob of acid at the other one.
Like directly at it.
Directly at it.
Okay.
Yep. I need to make a ranged touch attack, which I'm going to do using my crossbow.
Sounds good.
Does a 24 hit its touch AC?
Yeah, definitely does.
Okay. Well, it takes 7 acid damage, and will take 2d4 acid damage again on my next turn.
Guy fucking melts acid arrow nonsense. All right.
So don't they take 2 additional damage on your turn?
Those
they
already
already did. They already did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
At that
And
point,
actually, so that one, you see that one sort of cartwheel out of the way, of the gout of acid, and then when you do the little like loogie thing, it hits it, and it seems to do a ton of damage to this thing. You're realizing that these guys, these are the ones that were wounded that ran away. It's already not doing great.
Zaract will then fall back.
Okay.
Because she knows that other dumb bullshit is coming, and she doesn't want doesn't want any part of it.
I don't know what you mean by dumb bullshit, but yeah, probably.
Let's see here. So I can move half speed with no checks.
Yes, you can move at half speed with no checks. Anything more than half speed, you have to give me an acrobat.
She'll move there.
Okay, sounds good. Dandrin, sir.
I stand up and I move here.
You do indeed. Anything else?
That's my turn.
Okay. Sharut.
Well, we're going to pew and pew, but first pew is going to be Tertia, and the second pew is going to be that ugly fuck. Tertia.
Need to make a fort save. I understand.
This is the special
I-
poison.
Tired of your garbage. Point blank doesn't really matter, but that's what it is, and a -2 because it's that probably misses your touch AC.
Yes.
All right, that's a swing and a miss. Next one at that guy.
Hey.
Yeah.
If you want a hero point, did you accidentally shoot him? Huh?
No, I did not.
Would you do
But
it?
Heal that
What if I want to hear?
massive critical.
Now, if you're offering positions in the New Goblin Empire, we can talk. But
There's probably not going to be one of those. The goblins are really scattered.
I mean, they keep hitting their enemies with healing potions.
Okay.
How long are they gonna
Go
last?
ahead and attack him.
yeah, next one is
All
21.
right. That will hit, and that's 8 damage.
yes,
Okay.
and make me a Fortitude save.
1 second here. Really? Plus 8
Yay!
gets a 10?
Nice.
You failed a Fortitude save.
All right. So he's dazzled, right? Or he's blinded and deafened. So his initiative goes down.
For 3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, he's deafened and dazzled for. Or
Yeah.
oh, sorry, that's actually 2 rounds. It's 1d4 rounds.
Okay.
So 2 rounds, deafened, dazzled.
Sounds good. And after that will be a Dolgaunt, who is going to swing to here. And then Zeract.
Yep,
He wants hugs.
I know.
Give him hugs.
That hits.
All right.
That. Hold on.
The 13 probably does.
That does not beat my CMD.
No, he's whipping you with both tentacles. Like he
see.
basically lands and then goes whap whap.
Okay. The first one hits.
Okay, so what
You said hugs, so I figured he was trying to grapple.
not quite yet. So first he does the damage, which is going to be 2 points of damage. And then he is going to attempt the thingy.
Oh, now is the grapple?
Yeah.
The hesitance with which you approach that has me concerned.
They each have like a laundry list of the things that they do, and so I'm trying to go
okay.
over my chart real quick. So
No, it's fine.
does a 17 grapple you?
I believe it does. Sorry,
Okay.
let me confirm really fast. It does. Yes, I am grappled.
Okay, you are grappled. Since you are grappled, he's not going to use the blooded strike. He's going to just try to eat you. After that is going to be this Dolgaunt is going to swing over there and attempt to do the same thing to Dander. And fail horribly. There's just this whap whap that just kind of like thonks on top of Dandard's helmet to literally no effect at all.
Gets him angry.
Yeah. And then Lumio, it is your turn.
All right. So remember that time that I did that thing where I spent a lot of things to do the thing? I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna make a totem that I don't normally have called the Scourging Totem. And to do that, I'm gonna need to roll a Wild Magic feat at 110.
Sounds good.
And then that will be the majority of my turn is making that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll that 1d100 real quick. And if it works, I'm gonna put down a totem. /.
Okay, so you do automatically trigger 1, but you don't trigger 2. Go ahead and roll on the wild magic table to see what you do trigger.
Universal?
No, the war. I don't believe that actually affects you. Okay.
Doesn't.
I'm real happy about that.
Oh.
It'd be great if you got some teamwork feats. You should look into that. It would be a benefit to me.
Yeah, and like maybe 2 levels.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna turn on rolls and template, and there we go. Okay, so you put down your totem, and for the Scourging Totem, it says the totem emits pulses of energy, damaging every enemy within your totem's range for an amount per round equal to 1/2 your caster level, which I believe is 2. This damage may be acid, electricity, cold, or fire as chosen when the totem is created. What are you choosing?
I'm choosing fire, but I was real close to choosing.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Creatures who enter the area of effect of the totem suffer the damage immediately. Creatures who remain in the area of the totem suffer the damage each round on your turn. So I imagine that you put it down and they all take the damage. And they just take it? It doesn't look like there's a save for this.
Nope.
I love that.
Shit.
It's also like a pittance of damage, which is probably why there's no
it's,
save.
It's not a ton, but I mean, two points of... You said fire, right? 2 points of fire? 2 points of fire is 2 points of fire, man.
Yeah. And, it reaches up into the rafters, so the Lumio doesn't have to shoot or try to hit things.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And I added the wrong amount to this one. I added 4. There we go. And this guy will take his 2 as well. All right. Yeah, they all take 2.
Nice.
Did you have anything else you wanted to do? Or is that your whole round?
That is, at the moment, my round, unless I can just go ahead and use aid another.
I believe that's a
Truth or
thing.
reality.
That's a thing that you do as an immediate action when necessary. So you can wait until something is happening where you need to use it.
Okay.
All right. And then the last Dolgant is gonna go. He's gonna move to here, and he's got some choices. And Lumio just did a thing, so he's gonna attack. Lumio, sir, does an 11 or a 19 hit you?
Do I have cover because I'm standing behind one of those little...
I would say they don't provide much in the way of cover, but he is directly in the line. I would say 2.
Okay. So you're looking for my AC?
Yeah. What's your
That'd
AC
be,
plus 2?
12.
Sounds great. So he is going to chunk at you with a pair of bricks. Real quick, let me roll a thing. It is 1 steel brick and 1 mithril brick.
This is very amusing.
So he is going to do 15 damage with those bricks.
Lumio is unconscious.
Okay. And I believe on going out, your totem will also go down.
Yeah.
Wait, Lumio, your AC was 12, right?
Yeah, it would be 14.
Oh, shit. My bad. So
Okay.
it would be 14. Sorry. I don't know why that happened. Hold on. You took 6 and not 9.
Okay. Well,
just,
then I am
just
slower.
6. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why. When you said 12, I thought you said 10. And
That is his touch AC, but that...
okay. My bad. Yes. You are, you're still up. You did get hit in the face by a chunk of steel.
Yeah.
And after that is going to be Tertia.
Oh, well, I have another melee combatant to flank with, so I'm going to do this. So go ahead and... Actually, no. Acrobatics.
Okay. Yeah, that'll make it.
Cool. I'm going to try and do it. This time I will do precision damage. If I would hit.
That does not hit.
It sure doesn't.
Yeah. All right. So after that is gonna be this'n. He's gonna chuck some money potentially at Zeract. Zeract, you get swung at with 2 steel ingots. Jeez.
Holy shit.
I believe they both hit.
Do they?
For 14 damage.
This is a moment where you could interrupt Andy if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, I could... Well, I could aid him. I don't know... Can he add
The
that?
aiding would give a +2 to AC. Would a +2 to AC make those miss, Zeract? Zeract said burbs.
So the sorry, what were the rolls?
They are both AC 21.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Those would still hit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then you will get hit twice, once for 14 damage, or sorry, once for 8 and once for 6.
Okay, total is 14.
Total is 14.
Okay. Zeracta doesn't like it, but she's still fine.
Okay. Delian, it's your turn. You have a new arch enemy, and he's going to kill you to death. It's all up to you.
It's a lot of pressure.
It should be.
Should be. Do you feel pressured? Am I now doing flanking damage?
Yes, you are now flanking, so you can get your +2 to hit, and if you hit, you get your sneak attack.
So, okay. Then that's what I need.
Can I aid him?
That you can.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I'm going to roll the thing. My level plus casting forward is 11.
Yeah, so it's your caster level plus your ability modifier. Your caster level is 4. Your ability modifier is a 3. So you'd roll a d10 or a d20 plus 7. And if you get a 10 or higher, Dillian gets a +2 to hit. There you go. Dillian, you get another +2 to hit.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's not going to do it, though.
That's a shame.
But the important thing is this also affects Lumio. He gets the same bonus.
Oh, does he get a +2 to hit?
Anything he uses his totem, his rallies on, they also affect him.
Neat.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Sorry, I should go back. Were you going to do anything else in your turn?
No, I wasn't. Probably not.
The Dolgar will. He's going to use the shove ability on you, Dillian. So I am going to make a melee touch attack against you. Does a 16 hit your melee touch?
Yeah, sure does.
Okay. So you take 5 points of damage, and you get the battered condition, which basically means like you can't make attacks of opportunity. And then he's going to swing at you with the hammer.
That's not good. Especially with that. That sure hits.
And he will min out on damage and do 6 points of damage.
Good.
He shoved you away, and then you moved away, and he was very confused.
Yeah, like, obviously didn't think that through.
How did this happen?
And it will then step. It'll step this way, sort of out of the flank. And after that,
Well, I can make an attack of opportunity.
no, they are.
Oh, it's a 5 foot.
It's it's a 5 foot for him. Zaract, it is now your turn.
The 2 golden Dolgons up top take 2 points of damage.
They do
The Dolgon in front of me takes 2d4.
You guys are gonna dot these guys to death, and it's and he takes. Oh, he's caught up with them in damage. I don't know why this one didn't.
So
I don't know why it didn't change to the right thing. There we go.
That's okay.
All right.
Zaract can't move, but this thing is technically gripping her with parts of its body.
Yep.
So she's going to pull out her Morning Star and attack it.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It seems like it's sort of accustomed to this kind of tactic, and it just kind of like it's yanking you at different places, and your aim is just wildly off.
Cool.
All right, and after that is going to be Dandarin. It's your turn. There's a dude right here. There's a dude right here. You got your Bardish out. What do you want to do?
Didn't say I had my Bardish out.
Yeah, you did, because you said that you went up to the forge up here and you were poking it with.
Well,
your
I was
Bardish.
poking it with my Bardish. No, sorry. No, I'll just have my Bardish out, and I'll just hit this guy.
Okay, sounds good.
Try. Actually, yeah. No, this guy's got my hammer.
Okay. So since that's not a 5 foot step for you, this Dolgont is going to attempt an attack of opportunity. And he will just kind of, there's just this another just useless little like dong on top of your helmet that doesn't do anything. And it's like armor works, and you're the only person in your team that understands that.
I love this.
As I come up to this guy and swing him with the Bardish, I'm just gonna growl out in Goblin, "Give me back my hammer!"
All right, go ahead and roll it. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you definitely hit. That is not,
Confirmed, though.
that's not going to confirm. That's 9 damage from your Limning Bardish. He won't take all 9 of it, but he will take a good amount of it. Yeah, and then he is briefly fairy fired, and then the fairy fire goes out. Not bad. Anything else that you want to do?
That's all I can do.
Okay, Sharut, it's your turn. Who do you want to shoot? Party member, enemy, yourself.
I mean, if I could do all 3, I would. But I only have 2 shots right now. So, move action.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
We'll get there. Anyway, move action. Create a poison.
Sounds good.
Damaging. Apply it to the same bolt with the flashbang.
Okay.
First shot, we're gonna try and shoot Tercia again.
Yeah, with your poison flashbang shot. Yeah, sounds good.
Exactly. Gotta take her out. I gotta have that trophy on my wall.
Yeah.
And it's point blank shot for the +1 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Does a 13 hit your touch AC?
On the number.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God. Okay, so that one was a
So
boost.
take 5 damage. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hold on to.
And explode.
D8 plus that's 9.
Jesus.
You deal 19 points of damage. And the next shot is going at the ugly dude.
I think that puts me at full. Actually, probably more than that.
If it goes over, you gain the excess in temporary hit points.
Nice. And
Yep.
Sorry. Does a 16 hit ugly?
it does not,
Ah, unfortunate.
isn't it? Okay.
Does it not? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does not. Okay.
Anything else?
I can't really. Like, I've already scouted these guys, so nah.
Okay, sounds good. The Dolgaunt will make a grapple check on Zabract.
Wow.
Zabract. We've been talking
Wow.
about Star
I feel
Wars.
bad for the Zabract guy.
We've been talking about Star Wars a lot in my other game, and there was a point where we had a Zabract character who got his both arms and both legs lightsabered off, and they had to carry him off the battlefield, and they were like, "Ah, you're a Zabract pack." And
Wonderful.
we were talking about that a lot last night. So that's why you were Zabract and not Zeract. Does that grapple you?
Does not.
It does not. Okay. You can feel the cilia on this thing's tentacles kind of trying to like wriggle in and get a grip, and it's not quite working. So it is going to attempt to get its other tentacle on. Will that hit you?
Yes, that will hit me.
For 3 damage, and then
Fuck.
and it gets the other tentacle on you as well.
Yep.
So like it's trying to do that blood sucking thing that they do, and it's just not quite working, and so it just whap and just slams the other one kind of into your upper shoulder, and then that one starts wrapping around your neck as the other one's sort of wrapping around your stomach. And after that is going to be this guy who goes, well, I mean, I might as well hit the dwarf. This has got to work eventually, right, guys?
Sure.
Dandrin, does a 20 hit you?
I'm the only one he's threatening, right?
Yes.
1.
Jeez. Okay. Well, he feels sad. He is going to lash his tentacle right there, as his move action. And then after that is Lumio. Lumio, in your turn, they all take damage, correct?
Yeah.
They all take 2 points of fiery damage. Zeract. This is pretty funny. I have to start hitting enter when I enter their hit point damage. Zeract, the one on you, he seems like he was really desperate to like get all them good solid Eldeen Reach hit points into him because he didn't have many. And you see that he's like pulling you close to him, and he's real desperate. And then there's just this from Lumio, there's that little like wave of magic, and you see that combined with the acid, this dude just starts to smoke, and he sort of goes down to his knees and then falls a little farther, and the tentacles give like a final little squeeze, and then they fall off you, and they just fall off.
Hey, you were right. He just wanted hugs.
He just wanted hugs.
So desperate.
So Lumio, it is still your turn.
Okay.
Because that happens at the beginning without you doing anything. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to hit this fella here with my blast.
Okay.
And you know, I'm gonna add a thing to it.
Yeah, you get a +2 because you have aided yourself.
Yeah. I'm also going to add a blast talent that I don't normally have, which is called Focused Blast, which means when making a destructive blast unaltered by a blast-shaped talent, it increases the damage by +1 per die. So I'm going to do that, and that's just going to add 100 to the wild magic, so we're going to roll that one up.
Okay, and this is your standard electricity blast?
It's my even more standard without the electricity blast.
Oh, okay.
So
this is just
adding
damaging energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your 100 or your D100. See if you trigger twice. Nope, you only trigger once. Go ahead and roll your blast wild magic.
Destruction.
For 1d6 rounds, all creatures within medium range of the caster leave behind a glowing trail of destructive energy. Any creature that enters a square that has been occupied by an affected creature since the beginning of the caster's previous turn takes damage equal to the caster's level of the type of corresponding effect.
Aha, track
creature-
that, John.
You fuck. For 5 rounds?
All right,
Okay.
motherfuckers, y'all got Tron trails. Make best use of them.
Start circling.
Okay, so somehow they are leaving trails of blunt magical force. Go ahead and roll your damage for me. It's 2d6 plus 2, I believe.
I haven't actually hit him yet.
Oh yeah, you do have to roll to hit.
Yeah, so I've got 1d20 plus 4. Nice. So yeah, no, that
Okay.
doesn't happen.
So you miss, but the wild magic effect is still happening.
Yeah. So I'm.
All right.
Do you want to use the same 2d6 for everyone?
What do you mean? The same 1d6 for everybody?
For the damage that would be done if. Or do you just want to roll that?
So
out?
they don't take 2d6 damage. They take damage equal
Caster
to
level.
your caster level. So they'll just take
okay.
4 if they hit it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's even easier.
So, were you doing anything else? I believe you like concentrated on the totem and then you shot a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep concentrating on the thing and then pick up the 2 bars that are here.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Close them up.
And after that is going to be the Dolgot that you tried to shoot. And, well, you did a thing, but you weren't effective. Tertia seems effective. We're going to throw things at her. So, we are going to throw 2 bars of pure mithril at the elf.
Well, only the best for royalty.
Only
for
the
noble.
only the best for the noble. They go sailing right past her and just slam into the wall above Sharut.
Was that mithril? He throwing money at us?
No, stop!
Yeah, and you just see it like ping, ping, and Sharut, 2 ingots of mithril just fall down next to you. Tertia,
Oh no! Don't throw those at me. I'm terribly weak to mithril.
Ah,
Said with
please.
a mithril shield.
Please try not to aim for this open sack where I carry all of my valuables.
Eberron,
Oh,
be careful. Everyone knows dwarfs are weak to mithril.
It's just a
also,
secret
thank
to
you
everyone.
for just moving up a square, Dandarin. Because now
Uh,
I'm flanking the Gablia.
True, because I threatened the creature from where I'm standing.
You do.
I wish you'd have done something with it.
I do too.
All right. Well, anything else there, Tertia?
I will. Nope. That's it.
All right, sounds good. Next, Dolcont is I'm still drawing. Yeah, there we go. Dolgont is going to move to here, and we're going to brick a piece. We're going to throw a steel brick at Lumio, and then a nice ingot of mithril to Zeract. Only the best for Zeract. Lumio, that's an AC of
Appreciate
7. Zeract, an 18.
Only
Yeah,
the best.
it's
Only the best for Zeract. Zeract, that is a paltry 4 damage.
I like to imagine that at this point, Zarac's bag, like, it hits her in the face and she goes, ah! And then the bag is out as it drops, just, like, snaps shut afterwards. She's like, hit me again.
Yeah,
I
like
can take it.
like in the light that you guys have carried into this room, some of the things that they're throwing are sort of rusty. They're sort of like this sort of, they're rust color. They're brown red, and when they throw them and they get dented on the wall or on your faces or whatever, you can kind of see through the rust into like the steel that's below it. And then they throw this like gleaming silver brick. And after that one is going to be Delian. It's up to you.
I'll be heading right there,
Okay.
and then
So,
I'm gonna try to... Okay.
Real quick, so that you know, this because of the ice, this is not a 5-foot step. It's a 10-foot step because you're moving at half speed.
Yeah.
So if you are, I don't know if you're trying to get into like flanking or something like that.
I am.
You could try to do an acrobatics check to get here. But if you just walk there, you're going to take attacks of
I
opportunity.
understand.
Okay.
You're gonna get a walloping.
Yeah, I get you. Then, sure, I'll do an acrobatics.
Okay.
So, I guess here's a question, because this is the time where it comes up.
Yeah.
Is the Foundry character sheet more accurate than the Mythweavers, or is the Mythweavers more accurate than the Foundry?
Foundry is as accurate as you make it. Like the one that I go off of for your stats is going to be the Mythweaver's one, because I don't know how much you've added to this.
Cool.
Like the only thing I added for you to try to help out was the weapon attack.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything else.
Then I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, because it's like some of my skills got pluses and my Mythweavers they didn't, and some got some drastic minuses.
I'll try to fix that this weekend then, because
when I saw it, I was like, I don't know. My brain just started melting, and I went, yeah. Luckily, I did that Mythweavers.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll it.
Cool.
You are fucking fine. You can go here, no problem.
Cool. Can I climb into the rafters? Do better than that, anyways.
No.
No. Quit trying to reach, Travis. Then I'm gonna try to stab a fool.
That won't hit. But he looks more scared of you than he does of the other two.
Oh, am I still being aided?
No,
I don't know if that's
round.
No,
okay.
that
That's
only
what I
lasts for one
thought.
round.
That's why I didn't add it.
Okay.
Did you add flanking?
No.
Uh,
So that'd be an 18.
hold on. No, the 18 still isn't going to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
So, his AC is higher than that. Okay. Next is going to be him. The Dolgar will go, and the Dolgar is going to, he's going to try to shove you again,
All right.
Travis.
Yeah.
That is does a 10 hit your touch AC? I believe no.
I actually no, it doesn't.
Uh,
Wait, attacks go to attacker, yeah?
if it's tied,
Yes.
yeah. But I mean, with your dex and your side, and your size, a 10 does not hit your touch AC.
Yeah,
Okay, 'cause
you should
my
be higher
touch
than
is
that.
a 10 right now.
How?
Yeah, because
Because I have dex damage right now.
Oh, that would do
We
it,
did
yeah.
not sleep.
no, on the your touch is normally like a 14, and even with some dex damage, it's not low enough to be less than.
Yeah.
Here's my touch AC is 10. My flat-footed is a 14. I don't know.
So your touch AC should be 10 plus your size modifier, which is 1, plus your dexterity modifier, which is, I'm assuming, a +3.
Hold on,
Yes.
I'm seeing a thing. Your touch AC is that's a 114. Your touch AC is a 14. There you go.
Cool.
I have
Then-
saved it.
Thank you. Then, yes, he does not hit.
Okay, cool. I don't know why that was the way it was, but altered it. So he does not hit. He will then, since he is unable to shove, will just swing at you.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yes, it sure does.
He's gonna do clobbering damage. He did min last round. He did max this round.
And boy, howdy do I feel it.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
So yeah, he tries to shove you, and you sort of step to the side, and then he just comes across with this huge, like basically right hook with the hammer, just whop. And after that is Zaract.
Well, Zract is going to move another 15 feet,
Okay,
and then she's going to take a pot shot at this guy.
and that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
All right, take a pot shot at that guy.
With her very effective standard crossbow.
So here's the thing about these guys. These guys are not the monks. So what you just did was shoot him.
For
You just
4
flop.
damage.
So yeah, it doesn't do anything, but you shot him. You shot him real good.
Yeah. Zract, once again, the deciding factor in combat
Yeah.
with her crossbow.
Dandarin, it is your turn, sir.
About the guy.
You have.
Stop hitting my friend and give me my hammer.
He says, sundering his hammer.
Right.
That would be effective.
Shit.
Jesus.
Uh.
Yeah. Yeah, goodbye.
Wow.
Goodbye.
He's okay. So he's not dead, but he's not happy. Yeah, that is.
Was he ever truly happy?
Was he ever truly happy?
I mean, he did find a cool hammer.
He did find a cool hammer.
That's true.
Briefly.
Yeah, you do this slice, and like it looks like the armor that they're wearing is probably not the best quality, as you can tell by the fact that your Bardish just kind of sliced through it. Like it's sort of rusty steel, and you just kind of and He's very surprised. He doesn't make the high-pitched yelp that he did when Delian hit him, but there is a roar of pain there. And then Sharut, it is your turn.
Okay. Sharut is only going to take one shot. And he is going to... I mean, he doesn't look real happy, right? This guy looks just the most unhappy.
No, he's not very happy, and if you took out Tertia for him, he would thank you.
You know, she probably deserves it.
Stop clicking here. Click here.
She probably deserves it, but I'll focus on that one.
Don't click this guy. Click that guy.
Hey,
Hey.
How's it going? All right. Special poison, whatnot. He's still within point blank range. Man, I wish I could roll
Oof.
better.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. You shoot it, it sort of like pings off his armor, and there's that little like poof of the flashbang, but it doesn't seem to have any effect at all. And I believe that was your turn, so I'm gonna go to the Dolgaunt. The Dolgaunt, who is he's gonna prove himself, Dad, but not today.
he's gonna prove himself. Do I make you proud, Father?
Danrin's gonna turn around. Your father never loved you. That's why he left and never came back.
My God.
He hangs his head a little bit. He looks sad. Lumio, it's your turn, and I believe everybody takes some damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say 2.
So, so I'm going to give everybody right around 2 damage. Maybe not exactly 2, but probably right around 2. Let's say 2.
1.87321.
Yeah. So, as the TM starts to hate that token, or that totem, this guy right here is going to move forward to push Delian into the big axe of the dwarf behind him. And as he does, he just ignites into flames and goes down to one knee. And then he kind of like doesn't super manage to push Delian. There's just kind of a light tap against Delian's forehead. And then
Spit on him.
And then like his hand sort of trails down your face. So you get like Dolgar fingers that go like over your lips. And then he's
I'm definitely spitting on him.
And then he's on the ground, just ignited. You have managed to take out 2 different people by 1 hit point. And then you still get your turn. What would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna do the regular destructive blast with the modifier for people who are wearing. It'll be electric.
Okay.
And I'll be targeted.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll your wild magic. That won't trigger. Roll your attack roll. Don't add the bonus for metal.
I didn't.
Oh, no, wait.
Are they holding metal?
Yeah, they're holding it, but it very specifically says people wearing metal. So I'm going to say that since they're not coated in armor, the guy who was in armor just died. So, yeah, your blast goes wide. It doesn't do anything. It's just kind of...
Mm-hmm. No, that's cool.
All right, and after that is going to be a guy who wants to throw bricks. But at who? That's the real question here. I think 1 for Tertia, because she's standing there looking brickly.
Better be expensive.
And 1 for Zaract. I believe neither of those hit. However, Tertia's was steel, and Zaract's was, once again, mithril.
-2 all diplomacy checks with Zaract.
I think they understand that Zaract is of a finer overall quality and really should be tempted and damaged by nothing less.
I mean, some people are just built different. And...
Oh my God.
Tertia, he has insulted you with his choice of weapon. What would you like to do?
Sorry, which one was it?
It was decent guy.
Oh, okay. I move here, switch my weapon.
You were too fast, Dustin.
Very swift.
I will expel my martial focus for this. And you know what? I'll use a hero point, give myself +9 because I have hero's luck.
Okay.
Who did you take it from?
A lady never tells.
That's a different character, sir.
Oh.
Jeez. You hit him.
Huh?
Did you return his skill brick to him?
She's just insulted that he's throwing rust at her. So that is a total of 17 damage. So he will take 12 of that.
Mhm.
That is gonna be enough. He goes down.
Oh, so he died?
Yeah.
Great. I switched my weapon and gave my martial focus back.
Okay. Yeah. He throws rust at you, which doesn't really hit you because you're like, it doesn't impact. You're wearing your armor, but it does just leave this kind of like rectangular rust mark on your cloak. You whip it back and you go, "You asshole!" Throw your chakra, and he just dies.
But he won the moral victory.
Yeah. Like, he proved that you cared about it.
Father.
And after that is going to be a Dolgaunt. The brick thing is not really going great.
I was gonna say, reconsidering some life choices right now.
But
Like,
he's
did you think it would?
He's not one of the fast ones.
Oh, the adamantine ones. They'd hate that.
They don't have that.
Throw the Beshk ones. They'd hate that even more.
He's gonna throw 2 at Tercia because she just proved that she also likes frisbee. Does them hit?
That's when he does.
No whammies. Max whammies. 9 damages from a. Sorry, I will check.
Appropriately.
So the
That's
thing
better.
is that the first one that he missed with is the mithril, which goes sailing past you, and then you take a rusty steel brick. Just this ingot of red brown just hits you, and like, this one is super bad condition. It kind of crumbles on him.
Apparently, I have 2 lessons to teach today.
Oh my goodness.
And then Delian, it's your turn.
I scramble very far away,
Okay, sounds great.
which is like here.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you actually were like, and then I run this way, I'm gonna be like, roll acrobatics.
No, I was very well aware of the circumstances.
Okay, after that is gonna be Zarakt.
Zarakt is gonna take a move action to reload her crossbow,
Oh, all right.
and is gonna fire at this guy.
Fuck yeah, do it.
And she's just gonna be like, "Don't you think it's time? You've done all you can. No one would hold fleeing against you."
I will.
And
Plonk out in the...
you shoot it, and it kind of catches the arrow mid-flight with a brick of rusty iron. Just and after that is going to be Dandarin. Dandarin, it's your turn. There are elves around if you want to enact some sort of race war. There's also a gnome. There's a Dolgaunt, but I mean, he's just trying to get hugs.
He's really desperately
Right.
trying.
You're right. I hug him with the bodish.
Oh,
I mean,
no, that makes sense.
Also, your hammer's down there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
your hammer's right here. You could always go for the hammer if you wanted the hammer. 'cause the
I was
hammer-
tempted to say my turn is I just I ignore this dude, walk over, pull out my shield and hammer, and just go, ah! No, leave my friends alone.
All right.
I'll swing at that dude. Aw.
This dude hasn't even touched your friends. He has ineffectually swung at you for 5 rounds.
That's why I didn't. Well, that's why I didn't hit him, John Eric. He hadn't hit my friends yet. My
Oh,
dwarven
that's-
vengeance didn't kick in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did wonders on this guy.
All right, and Sharut, it's your turn. Most of the enemies are well, they're probably all dead. If you want to not shoot any that are left, that'd be fine.
I don't know. I see an enemy right there.
That makes
I see
sense.
An enemy right
We
there.
gotta get rid of
You're
these
the
elves.
worst.
I hear if you fling
okay,
mud at her, she gets real mad.
I imagine that like that last brick you hit her with. Like
It's a
just
rumor. No one's ever
stained-
confirmed it because there's no survivor has been able to tell the tale.
Just stained her like her tunic. Yeah. Okay. Sharut's gonna move there. That's 15 feet. And then he's gonna take a single shot.
Okay.
And he is going to use his martial focus to enact the sniper ability.
Sounds good.
So he'll add a D10 to the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Blink, and then damn it.
That will not hit. It gets real close, and you see this guy, for all of the ineffectiveness that he was having trying to like slap at Dandarin, his tentacle just comes up and just whips that bolt out of the air. And then it is his turn, and oh man, Dandarin, you're gonna get it now. You'll get it eventually, is what I meant. So after doing that,
I mean, Andy, do you want to help this guy out?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
after doing that, he's gonna whip a tentacle to a rafter right there. Lumio, it's your turn.
I'd like those guys to take 2 damage, please.
I guess. By the way,
I mean-
the only damage this dude has taken so far is from you. he
Don't tell him.
he has taken 8 damage from 2 damage around.
Dot.
So, what would you like to do?
The same thing I did last turn towards this guy. I don't even know that this guy over here is point. I don't know that this guy is even over there.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, I'm gonna make that guy my friend.
You hear these occasional like dongs from armor coming from near Dandarin, but like you always do.
Yeah, I mean, and then, haha, best yet.
That's best yet. Still won't hit his touch AC. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take 15-foot step this way.
So if you're concentrating on your totem as a move action, and you shot,
that's right.
you
Yeah.
don't get all of them unless you spend a hero point to get another standard action, which you
No,
could
there's no
use to
reason.
move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then top of the round is going to be Tertia. Tertia, what would you like to do?
I mean, I've been insulted. I move forward, switch my weapon. This one I'm not going to bother pushing.
Okay.
But
Okay.
unless someone wants to help me with that,
I can help. Let's help.
Go roll your D20 plus 7.
Would this qualify for a magic event?
No,
I'm using
I
the
don't
thing.
think I don't think triggering the rally itself qualifies for the magic.
Okay.
For the wild magic, no.
Then I will just do the +7.
Okay. Tertia, you get a +2, so that's a
15?
a 15. A 15 still is not going to make.
okay.
I
Okay.
tried to help.
So you fling it at this guy, and he holds up this pair of like rusty ingots, and there's just this like kind of ping as they bounce off, and then they hit the pillar behind you, and it bounces back to you.
You just get rust on my chakra? I get it.
Okay. I mean, he's got a nemesis now, and he needs to hit her, but won't out of respect. Delian, it's your turn.
All right. I guess.
Nah.
Oh no. I'm gonna try to
Take the hammer.
dirty trick. No, I'm gonna take the hammer, put it in my shadow, drop a sphere of darkness, run.
Okay. So you're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
dirty trick this guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What kind of dirty trick are you doing?
I'm gonna use one of my hook and pulleys. I think it's my last one.
Okay.
To just whap him.
So what I mean is, so dirty trick has kind of specific things it can do.
Oh, blind.
Okay, sounds good.
I know he doesn't have eyes, but
Go ahead and roll it. Okay. Real quick, once again, to see our friendly Dolgaunt. Like you said, the distinct lack of eyes that he has there.
yeah.
You send out your like grippy hook shot thing, and the fingers just kind of like go into those sockets and then come out, and he seems very unaffected.
I'm just picturing like a Inspector Gadget
Honestly,
like thing, arm going out with just 2 fingers
Yeah,
You
that's
did-
yeah.
going to the eyes.
that's basically what he's been using. Is like he has a thing that has like a little clamp at the end, and it flings out and it latches onto stuff. And he used it
I
on
mean-
this, and it just kind of went boop into the sockets, and then it came back out. And there doesn't seem to be any effect.
there's
you did
actually
squick him out a little bit. It's like putting, you put
Yeah.
a wet finger in his ear, and he's like, oh,
You
oh.
what is the eyeball version of a wet willy? You did that.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's be. This is actually pretty par for course. The last Dolgon I went toe to toe with, I pour sand in his eyes.
You did do that.
That's true.
So
Just imagining he shot the 2 fingers like a rubber hand with the 2 fingers pointing out.
yeah,
Just dinked him right in the eyes like Three Stooges style.
there have been a couple of different like knowledge checks on Dolgaunt. Nobody has ever really asked anything about senses or anything like that, but they don't see. So yeah,
I found that out the hard way just now.
you did, but you experienced a thing.
I did.
Look, you did. It was a moment.
That's my turn. I memed on a Dolgon who fails to hit so I feel pretty good.
He's doing his
Just-
goddamn best. You shut up. Zorak, it's your
Stop
turn.
it! He's already dead.
I mean, I'm going to be as effective as Delian by shooting my crossbow that can't do damage against this Dolgaunt. So
I don't know
Dillian?
who Dillian is, but
yeah, that's true.
Dillian is pretty good. Maybe
Uh-huh.
Dillian.
Delian,
No, I like Delian.
Delian and Dilian are. I imagine that they are actually two other gnomes named Delian and Dilian, and
Deliane
and Delian
is going
just
to-
hates them. They're like his cousins, and they're his rivals.
Older and younger brothers. Why, mother? Why?
Go ahead and roll it there, Zorak.
I will. I'll also insert Daily N also is good. Da Yalayan is great. Oh wait, Dolly. As
Why?
so kindly provided by John Eric. I will say, my mother and her sisters, my grandmother named them all with C names, and it's funny because she told me that story and she was like, "I swore I would never do that," and I'm like, "You fucking did!" Both me and my brother start with J names. Same shit.
You
Same shit.
shoot an arrow, and to your surprise, the thing reacts.
I'm not surprised at all. Zorak's archery has been the cornerstone of these combats.
Zorak is convinced of her own usefulness,
Correct.
much to the chagrin of the useful. Speaking of, Dandarin, your turn.
Hmm.
What the fuck?
Deadly. Deadly.
All right.
Maybe it's Dan. Aline.
The real question is, were you the one that took my hammer? I'm going to assume you're the one that took my hammer.
I need to get angry somehow.
Very clearly, the hammer's over there.
You do a large cut on a Dolgaunt that already looks like it has taken some damage, and when you say those words, the Dolgaunt,
Is there fear in its eyes?
who does not speak common, goes, "What?" But yes, this is one of the ones that was downstairs because the monks are Frank. the monks are the ones that were down fighting you all. But anyway, next, after Dandarin does a nice cut onto the monk with a bardish, is Sharut.
What is this Dolgaunt's name?
Why?
I think it needs a name.
Okay. I will do what I can.
Cool.
If there's any way for you to find this out, I will have a name for you.
That works.
Sharut, it's your turn.
Move action, special poison.
Okay.
2 shots.
Sounds good.
I'll get the fort saves ready.
It's a 16 hit.
Roll your other attack.
Will do. That'll do.
Okay.
That was gonna miss.
I believe. Let me check real quick. Oh, this isn't 3.5. I don't have to roll. He just does it. Okay. You shoot 2 at this dude. One of them gets pretty close, and he just slaps it out of the air.
Okay. Barut is going to. I don't know. He's gonna mope in the corner.
Sounds good. Shrewd mopes is a move action. And then it's this dude's turn, and he goes, nope, to there. He just swings away on that thing that he attached right there last round, and then he runs downstairs.
Make an acrobatics check. You said he ran.
You know what? Fair.
I need it to fail. I just want to hear the.
I need it too as well.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He dies at the bottom of the stairs. He had 2 hit points.
Phenomenal.
He had 2 hit points left. All right.
If the stairs didn't, I would.
Foiled by my own lair, and it's
Weren't you upstairs, bro?
My, what a
Told you,
petard.
dog.
I wonder if it could hold me. Lumio, 'tis your turn. This man takes 2 damage. What would you like to do?
God, that's so good.
Let's just try to shoot him again, just like last time. We'll keep it nice and easy. I heard something die over there.
Yeah, you
but I
just
don't-
heard this. like going down the stairs. It's a very familiar sound to you. You have heard and made this sound. Since you're not making it now, and the sound wasn't Carnathi accented, indicating for Sidna, must have been that Dulgaunt.
Oh, so no wild magic?
No wild magic. That's a lot of 66s. You rolled 66 like 3 times tonight.
Executing Order 66.
Consistent luck. And
Soldiers follow
then...
orders.
Oh,
That will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. 2d6.
All right. So he takes some magical bludgeoning. Or no, wait. This is the electricity, right? He takes electricity damage. All right. And due to his electricity damage, he dies.
Okay.
He goes down and is. I mean, technically these things aren't dead; they're unconscious, but they're also aberrations, and you can't really make them talk. So I'm assuming that you guys either let them bleed out or just kill them.
They also, the ones that have been down have still been on fire.
Yeah. They're just the ones that are unconscious are just still just smoking. Like that's probably when you can tell when they're dead is they stop going every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Sharut would walk
Coup de
around,
grace.
and put a
Coup de grace.
couple bolts.
Coup de grace.
Yeah, couple bolts into their head.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing is that as you walk around putting bolts into their head, you're like leaving this sort of like trail, and you have to be real careful as you're playing Snake with yourself to not interact with anyone else's trail for about another 6 seconds, and then they all disappear.
Oh, okay. Almost got there.
Dandrin will collect his hammer, and he's going to go around and start collecting all the bricks.
No, yeah, I was gonna say Zarek's got her bricks.
Yeah, there is in this room a good amount of both refined and unrefined. So like the iron would be the unrefined stuff. The steel is kind of the refined stuff. But there's also a number of blocks of metal.
This room, I think we can take 20. Just to be like, we get all of them because we know there's high value here.
Yeah, like I mean, this isn't necessarily taking 20. It's just getting what you can. There is enough here that if you plan to take it with you, you will need one of the carts to fill it. If I don't know if you're taking just the mithril or if you're taking the mithril and the steel, but you will need a cart, and then you will have to figure out how to get it down the stairs, and then you will have to like refill the cart or something like that. But there's a good amount of workable material here. It looks like this was a Danderer would know being in here. This was a good workshop at some point, and Delian would know from his like his skill with artificery that it's not just a forge. There's places up here at the forges where there's like the sort of smaller kind of tools that an artificer would to potentially enchant things.
Delian would probably go over there and snag those.
Yeah. It's essentially stuff that if you're doing like your kind of like craft mechanical roles, these would work as masterwork tools.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, definitely snagging them.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
How much does a brick of mithril weigh?
How much does a brick? Well, mithril is so here's
Light.
the thing about the mithril. The brick of mithril is like I think it's a third of the weight of the brick of steel. Because mithril in Pathfinder is ridiculous.
Right. Of course.
So hold on, I will check real quick. It weighs half as much as the same metal or the same material from the same item made from other metals. There we go. Let's see. Ingot of iron weight. I'm gonna say that an ingot of mithril is gonna run you about 3 pounds.
Just 3 pounds.
I think that's probably it. Yeah. Because
How many are there?
there's so I didn't say I wasn't going to say like there is this amount. You guys essentially find an amount of money worth of because I wasn't going to be like and then there are precisely 24 ingot.
Yeah,
if you
that's
guys
fine.
spend the time in here to get as much of the mithril as you can, you are able to pull out a good amount of coinage worth of mithril. If you
Which is
take
fair.
some of the steel as well, it'll weigh you down, and it's not worth nearly as much.
I will check to see if there's any other precious metals or rare materials.
Sure.
Um,
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I will
I would
assist
like to
with
make
that.
a profession blacksmith check because this is a workshop that is functional, and that is my life. Is doing exactly this,
It's
knowing.
So here's the thing. It's not a workshop that is functional. It is a workshop that has been abandoned for thousands of years. And
Okay,
certain things have been moved around. Like, these guys were using mithril like they were bricks to throw. So, like...
great. Okay, Zarak, you said you were aiding me.
Zarekta's going to assist, but she's specifically looking for gold
Okay.
because she can smell it.
You are not smelling any gold. However, Dandrin, you do find something that is basically, it's behind this forge over here. And what it looks like is like somebody was in the middle of making a Beishk axe. And they got the blade done, but they didn't get a handle on it. And then maybe something happened, like say the fall of an empire, and at some point it fell behind this.
Is there anything near me that has a handle?
So in terms of the wood around here, it's not in great condition.
It can be a metal handle.
You could, if you were to spend some time in here, you would be able to like fire up the forge long enough to make a handle of like steel, but like axes are not generally supposed to have solid metal handles. Because they're too heavy. However, you do have a lot of mithril, so it's up to you if you want to do that. But it is it's a battle axe head.
Sure. I was thinking more along the lines of kind of doing it similar to jury rigging a handle is basically one of the hafted weapons that hasn't been bust out from, say, one of the armories we've passed. Doing my bullshit blacksmith thing where I can just be like, I fixed it.
Yeah. In here, not much. Though, give me a blacksmith roll. I'm gonna make it a high DC, but you might be able to like harvest something from a rack or something. Fuck, I was gonna make it a 30. Yes, you are able to basically take one of the racks on the other side of the room that looks like it's somehow mostly intact, and essentially use one of the legs from the rack. So you just like come over here and you just knock this thing over and you go like, yeah, this leg will work. And you take it out and you just like whittle it down to the right shape, and then you start like pounding it into that axe head, and you get you have a Beishk battle axe.
Right. Goes on the weapon rack backpack.
The Zabrak pack.
Yes. I have a variety of tools for a variety of jobs.
Yes.
I need to know the Dolgons.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, here's to hoping. Wish me luck, everyone. Let's find out what our sad boy's name was. It's not it.
Yeah, you have no idea. You don't find the hidden missive that has only his name on it.
That's upsetting.
Who's hurt?
We can
Just this
infer
one-
his name was probably Ralph.
It would be so good. It'd be Travis quit trolling me. That's his name.
His name is We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you guys can spend some time. Like there's mithril over here. There's some mithril over here. You have found a good amount of it. It's not like ridiculous, but Dandrin, you know that it's enough to at the very least make at least one suit of plate mail, and potentially more with good rolls and proper portioning out. What you have here, wait, what are you talking
Skill
about?
checks.
They're working on it
skill
while you're
check.
talking. Don't worry about it.
They're
keep
doing
going.
healing so that it's just
Oh, gotcha. If you would like to give me an appraise check there, Dandrin.
sure.
All right. You think in total you have about 14,000 gold worth of mithril,
Oh,
It's a good haul.
which is enough to make. Because again, not everything in here is mithril, and a lot of this is iron. but it's enough to be able to make a suit of heavy armor and then a suit of medium armor as well. Though again, those would be like long projects because you're working with a rare metal, you are making a full set of armor, that sort of thing.
It would be the complex
yeah.
and all that, yeah.
So, I have no good berry. I only have bad berry. So yeah. With that said, is anyone doing anything else in this room?
Root, I could in fact use just a bit of healing if you could.
For real, same.
Shurut can provide healing, but think best if maybe we rest for day.
Yeah.
Them's fighting words to Zeract.
All right. Zeract shoots her crossbow.
I was. Zeract,
Oh, Jesus.
Zeract hits, and
All
for
right.
a good amount of damage. If only she had done that during the fight.
Hey, that's true. Actually,
Zeract contributed a lot at the beginning.
I had these movement things, and I was like trying to get rid of them, and the only other way I've ever seen to get rid of them is to start another combat and then end it, and it didn't work.
Obviously, that didn't
0 feet. I moved a lot during that.
I'm gonna try one more. This there. Next round is also there. In combat, and it is only taken away Tertius. Awesome. I don't know what's going on. It's great.
Could just leave the room.
So Lumio says that Lumio is done. Dander needs some healing.
He's dead.
There's some bodies in here of Dolgants and Dolgars and Dolgants and a Dolgar. What would you all like to do at this point?
Is any of it magical?
As you're looking around, yes, you do notice that the both of the guys that were throwing the bricks do have magic on them, and the Dolgar has magic on him as well.
Zeract will start searching for the things that she can pull off of them that isolate as magic.
Okay. So for the Dol Gaunts, one of them has a ring, and the other one has a ring and a cloak. For the Dolgar, he has that suit of armor. Actually, that suit of armor is magic.
Zeract will pull those off, and then she'll take a quick look, and if she can't figure it out, she'll pull Dedrin over.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a spellcraft roll. I'll say 3 of them. Give me 3.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not bad. So what you are able to identify, the guy that has just the ring over here, you have no idea what that ring is. The guy that has the ring and the cloak, the cloak is a first tier cloak of resistance. The ring is a ring of sustenance. The Dolgar, who you look at, he has a ring as well. His ring looks to be a ring of jumping, and his armor is magical half plate. From looking at it, it looks like his armor is cobbled together. Like it's the magical bits of a lot of different sets of armor. So it's like, he found a magical breastplate, and then he found some greaves that don't match, and some like gauntlets and sleeves that don't match, and he has chausses that don't match. Like nothing really fits together. So it's a pretty standard suit of half plate. Because half plate is just, I found it.
Yeah.
Can I make an assumption? Are we going to be in this room for 15, 30 minutes?
From what it sounds like, Lumio wants to leave because he's real hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want
hold
to
on.
get healed or leave.
I'm gonna.
You've already healed Lumio today.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those, Zeract will turn over the other ring to Dandarin, the half plate to Dandarin. She'll keep the ring of sustenance, and then if anybody else wants any of the other pieces there.
Oh, you give the ring of jumping to him? Is that what you're saying?
No, you said there was a ring I couldn't identify.
Oh yeah, there was a ring on the other one that you couldn't identify. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's giving that and the magical plate to Dandarin to figure out.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll take 10. What's the ring do?
So the ring that you couldn't identify, or that that Zarak couldn't identify. This ring works like boots of the cat.
Wow, that's
And,
nice.
What that means is that when you fall from any height, you take minimum damage. You still take the damage, but you'll take minimum damage. So if you fell from like 20 feet, instead of taking 2d6, you just take 2.
It makes you land on your feet, doesn't it?
Yes. At the end of the fall, you always land on your feet.
Yes, yeah. You'd be interested in this ring.
Would that work on the stairs?
Just giving it to Lumio instead, honestly.
I would say yes. You will still stumble down the stairs, but you will arrive at the bottom just bored straight on your feet.
Oh, well, in that case, Lumio, here, take this. It'll help with the stairs.
I might be able to survive one of the stairs.
One of the stairs. I mean, it hasn't worked out for the Dolgaunt, so...
Castle towers have 3 floors.
All right. And so it sounded like you guys wanted to go, I assume, back to the warm room to like rest or something.
Mhm.
That sounds appropriate.
Okay, so I'm going to actually I'm just gonna activate ground floor because I'm gonna assume that you guys go back to the warm room and then you go down the thawed stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, unless he wants to test out the ring, that's
No.
fine.
yeah,
Before we rest, because I have not hit everybody with the salves that I can, everybody will be healed up to full.
okay.
And then after that, I don't know if we want to do, or I don't know if we just want to do the rest or whatnot.
Are you sure that
I
you
don't
can
know.
heal everybody up to full? It's like everybody but Lumio, right?
Everybody but Lumio, pretty much. So basically, since we have the time, right, Sharut can produce 2 salves in a 15-minute increment, and those salves heal 2d8 plus 4 if I don't increase the DC.
Okay.
And
you can produce enough that even on like average rolls, you'll be able to heal everybody up.
so basically, yeah.
Okay.
I can do that for, let's see, you can only attempt.
So what you're saying is that
Number
if I
of times.
attack you in the middle of the night, you won't be able to heal anybody. I like it. Let's go with it.
Good. I'm glad we sorted that out.
Yeah. It sounds great to me.
Yeah,
So,
I can do that for, hang on. I can do that 5 times per person, and I've only used it once
Okay.
on I think 3 people. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to make it back to the warm room, which we've taken to calling it. And you have you are instantly greeted with warm mugs and stew, whether you want them or not. They're just kind of on the table when you sit down, and you see Corley is kind of has basically taken this couch and moved it so she can sit on it and watch, and Forsidna is kind of like standing in the front. And when you get back, Dandarin, as you start walking over, Forsidna looks very irritated, and like she just kind of like has her arms crossed over her chest, and it just looks angry.
I know that look. You did something you weren't supposed to.
They won't let me defend the place. I tried to set some barricades, and very quickly everything was back where it belongs.
I like it the way that it is. In many respects, you're in their domain at this point. You should do what you can, but you wouldn't adjust the furniture in a lord's manner, nor should you in their domicile. Zarak stops. Domovoy domicile. I'm going to remember that when we get it in.
Oh,
Dandarin,
could build in it.
I am in desperate need of a rest, but I have, with Delian's help, located an object which I have been using to raise my continued exhaustion. Would you mind taking a look at it? It doesn't seem to have taken the wear that the rest of this place has.
Let me take a gander.
And I show him the bandies.
Sure
Hey.
thing.
I do my thing.
You do your thing. So this is it is a magical bardish. You identify that it has it is not just enchanted, it also has 2 minor abilities on it. The first ability is that it is defending, meaning that the wearer can just transfer its enhancement bonus to their AC. They don't have to do this while they're making an attack or anything. They can just hold it and say, like, instead of having a +1 weapon, I have a +1 to my AC instead. The other thing is that it is an attendant weapon, meaning that if it's within 50 feet of Lumio and he wants it in his hand, it will fly across the room to his hand.
Wow.
So it is a
Nice.
plus 1 defending attendant Brandistock.
Got yourself a fine Brandistock here. Show you.
So the thing is that Dandarin, who has maybe encountered this, knows that it actually takes a while to key to the user.
That's right.
So like,
You hold on to this for about 24 hours.
yeah, it is these things, but it won't be them until tomorrow.
Once you've attuned it to your essence, it'll belong to you. Oh, this weapon will help to defend you. Instead of being good at attack, it can alter its course to intercept attacks that would otherwise harm you, at least to some degree. The more potent the magical enchantment, the more effective that is. The other thing is, it's an attuned attendant weapon, meaning that if it's within a certain distance of you, I'd say about 50 feet, and you want it to be in your hand, you can will it to be so, and it'll come to your hand.
Most excellent.
Indeed. Otherwise, it's a finely crafted weapon. Yeah, just rest with this. It'll attune to you overnight.
And Lumio sits down and basically becomes motion while.
Is he just trying to attune to the weapon?
No, he's trying to rest.
Oh, gotcha.
Attuning to the word itself later.
Sounds good.
On the morning when we're done with our rest, I'll take another look at you and see what I can do about your batters and your blemishes.
So is this the room that everybody is resting in? They're resting here and not upstairs in the bedrooms? I'm just wondering.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just given that we don't want to move Earl in the injured condition, and we know that this place is defended.
Okay, sounds good. So you all have some time to sort of chill out, eat, get warm, which is probably one of the nicest bits, because you realize that like the warmth of this room does not extend out of this hallway. You are going from a cozy, warm, inviting room into a blizzard when you step into this hallway. So stepping back in is actually kind of it's weird. Your skin tingles a little bit as it starts to thaw out.
Sharut
But
will nibble as he looks over the journal.
sure. So the journal. This is the journal that Dandarin managed to snag from the barracks where the Death Knight was. So there's a couple of notable entries, mostly towards the end. Otherwise, the entries before that are very they're very samey. This guy is talking about like training people. He's talking about like different sort of advances that the warlord has made. But then you get to points where it stops being about reporting the day's activities and becomes more of a journal that has some introspection in it. And the first of those entries says, Warlord Cal Durgs has been tearing himself apart to keep us together. The Empire frays, its edges tattering with every week, but we stand. He has sent the Fist of Iron and the Eye of Glass to strengthen the outlying cities and forts. She has given him replacements. I do not trust her. We cannot trust her, but we are strong. And then the next one is, again we lose a fortress. And again, to maintain what we have, the Warlord needs himself to strengthen us. His sacrifice shows us all what is needed, what can be given, and from his loss we see our gain. This bargain that the Binders said would be the death of us holds us together. Our men are trained, our army is strong, the frozen spear endures. And then the next one, their numbers are increasing. The loss of the tongue makes others question the Warlord, but I will not question him. My loyalty is strong, my blade resolute. I will stand against Zoriat's hordes at the head of my troops, and the madness shall know fear. And the final entry, they are abandoning Ol Sharak. Cowards! They flee back to the mountains and jungles of the south, thinking nightmares cannot follow them over such a distance. I heard one such soldier speak that Cal Durgs has ruined us with his bargain, that the city is no longer livable. I cursed him his weakness and drove him out, naked into the tunnels above. All glory to the Frozen Spear, and all glory to Ol Sharak. Zoriat's hordes will not win. You have put together that the person who wrote this journal was named Commander Amgark, and I will put his name in there. And Commander Amgark was apparently the person, not necessarily the person who was like the head of the armies or anything like that, but it looks to be the person who was sort of responsible for training a lot of them. And I will also put the I'll give you a copy of the journal entry.
Much appreciated.
Yep. So I think with that, with you sitting down to read the journal a little bit, Justin asked, did the troll resistance run out? The troll resistance runs out after about 2 hours.
Okay.
So you guys spent some time in the room. Like the whole time that you were walking around, you were fine. You were warm. Or not warm, but just didn't really mind this.
Yeah.
And then when you guys sort of chilled in here so that everybody could heal from their non-lethal damage and thaw out a little bit and eat, by the time you were done, it was gone.
Cool.
Cool. So I think that is probably where we'll stop for now. And we will pick up from here next week. Essentially, I believe pretty much everything except for the big room in the middle and whatever is to the north has been explored. So next week we can get to that, or you guys can pack up and leave. Either one. I know that there was some talk of like, screw this, we need to get all these people to safety. So maybe that's what you do instead. So, all right. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Hey.